Manscaped.com. There's a certain confidence that comes with being properly groomed. There's an aura, it's a vibe. You can just tell by the way they carry themselves. We call this BGE, Big Groomed Energy. And there's only one way to get that BGE, Manscaped. We'd like to introduce you to their best and biggest ultimate hygiene bundle yet, the Platinum Package 4.0. Manscaped is a leader in below-the-waist grooming. Now trust them with the rest. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code SLOB20. That's 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. Use promo code SLOB20, SLOB20. Thankfully, their crop preserver, ball deodorant, and crop reviver, which I have right here, these little bad boys, once they touch your sack, you'll never go back. You know how the old saying goes. Let me just tell you guys, first and foremost, thank you Manscaped for sponsoring Slob on the Pod. Secondly, they've sent me so many great products. I mean, we have right here the Lawnmower 4.0. Look at this. Look at this. It comes in this great box. You got right here, it's a whole new balls game. They got the 4.0. In here, you got some more goodies. Obviously, you got all the how to use it, which we all know how to use. We know how to shave our balls. Maybe we don't. Maybe we do. What else we got? We got the charger. We got 2 clips right here. But they got so many goodies. Thank you guys again, Manscaped, for sponsoring Slob on the Pod. I mean, this is always a great sponsor. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, you know, we're not cavemen anymore. Oh, they also gave me this travel bag. Beautiful, Manscaped. Very nice, very nice. Smells like a football, you know, good old American NFL football. But no, thank you guys, Manscaped. I love Manscaped. I've always had issues shaving my nuts. Like I've said it before, I'll say it many times before. My biggest fear was always, you know, nicking my nuts and just bleeding out, and a ball slips out of the sack, or you know, even trimming your face up. You usually get little cuts, you know, or you maybe like don't cut too close to the skin, or you cut too close to the skin and then it's just a bad shape, but you got the trim guards, which can help you out. You can give yourself a little fade, maybe you feel like a barber, get a little comb up there and like fade yourself up, whatever you got to do. Manscaped's got you covered. Remember, get 20% off and free shipping with the code SLOB20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with the free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code SLOB20. Unlock your big groomed energy, BGE, remember that, don't forget it, with Manscaped. And remember, when you trim the hedges, the trees stand taller. Thank you, Manscaped. LiquidIV.com. Get 25% off when you go to LiquidIV.com and use code TheSlobOnThePod, all one word, at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code TheSlobOnThePod, all one word, at LiquidIV.com. Thank you, Liquid IV. This is such a big deal for me because I've always used Liquid IV, even before I even did the podcast. I remember the first time I ever found out about it, people were just like, you know, I woke up one day and I just wasn't feeling right. I was like, man, I'm just so thirsty and I'm chugging all these water bottles and it's not really doing much. All this Gatorade, not really doing much for me. And one of my friends was like, yo, try one of these things. And it was like this powdery little packet, popped it in a 16-ounce bottle of water. And it was like a game changer. Within minutes, I was just like, man, I thought I had hooked up an actual IV into my veins. It felt amazing. The people over at Liquid IV have sent me 2 boxes of the hydration multiplier. It's got this is the lemon lime flavor. I love lemon lime. I think lemon lime anything goes great. So I had to get 2 boxes of these. I feel like it's an OG flavor. This is like, I want to say, I could be wrong. You might want to fact check me. I want to say this is one of the first flavors that came out. You know, why fix something that ain't broken? You know what I'm saying? They also sent me this nice bag. As you can tell, it's already open because I've been using these things. As soon as I got them, this bag's open. I'm already getting a little empty. I swear, I love these things. I give them to my parents. I give them to my brother. Anytime anyone's feeling sick, I just give them one of these, you know. I don't, you know, Tylenol, what? You know, all that other stuff that's supposed to hydrate you. No, just drink a stick of these and you feel amazing. This is pina colada, which I love, by the way. I never had this flavor. But I love pina colada anything, so of course I had to order me some, and I got this one, and it's so good. A lot of people have been recommending watermelon, grape. So if you guys have any recommendations of other flavors I should try, let me know so I can get hit up the guys at Liquid IV or girls at Liquid IV and have them send me some stuff. Also, They have this energy multiplier, which is, this one's lemon ginger. Once again, gotta stick with the lemon flavor. This stuff is actually really good. Once again, it's open. Been using these things. Those work great. I for my job, I do landscaping, you know. And if you guys live in Arizona, it's summertime, guys. But pretty much summer in Arizona is like summer. It's like living in the desert. So, you know, when I'm out there working out, you know, cutting lawns, you know, doing my thing out there, I take one in the morning right before work just to get myself ready. I take an energy multiplier. I even double stack. I do an energy multiplier. I do a hydration multiplier. And then after I get off work, you know, I don't like to take naps really. I mean, I love to take naps, but I try not to. I try to stay, you know, I try to keep my day busy. You know, I get home, edit a podcast, do all this stuff. Or maybe as soon as I get off work, I have a podcast I got to go do in the studio. So pop one of these bad boys in, shake it up on the drive over to the studio. I'll drink one of those. And it just gives me life again. Remember, guys, get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TheSlobOnThePod at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code TheSlobOnThePod at liquidiv.com. Oh yeah, real quick. Contains 5 essential vitamins, B3, B5, B6, B12, and famously vitamin C, made with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. You know what I'm talking about, guys. You know, everyone that plays soccer, you know, anyone that does an active sport, you know, whether it's, you know, going to the gym, CrossFit training, just getting out of the house and going on a run. You know what I'm saying? Come back, pop one in, and just really rehydrate yourself and keep your day going. You know, don't slow down. There's a brick wall in front of you. You smash through it. If there's someone in front of you, you know, I can't say that. Made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, and free from gluten. We know a lot of you guys have gluten allergies, or, you know, dairy. Actually, I have a dairy, not an allergy, but it affects me in a way. And soy, non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. So these things all don't have that. Do not have that. What makes Liquid IV so effective? The science of cellular transport technology designed to enhance rapid absorption of water and other key ingredients into the bloodstream. 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. Liquid IV has donated over 20 million servings. 20 million servings globally. That's the whole globe, the whole earth. 20 million. Remember, guys, get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code TheSlobOnThePod, all one word, at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you use promo code TheSlobOnThePod at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration at liquidiv.com, promo code TheSlobOnThePod. Guys, use this stuff. It's amazing. It works for people that work in the office, people that work outdoors, people that go to the gym, people that, you know, are on the computer, whatever it is. This stuff fits in your daily life. Thank you guys again at liquidiv.com. Remember, get 25% off when you use code TheSlobOnThePod at liquidiv.com. Experience better hydration today at liquidiv.com.
3, 2, 1.
Where are my sunglasses?
I just had them. These are mine. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I'm all over the fucking place. Thank you. Oh, now we can start.
Yes, sir.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Solving the Pod, episode 65. I always get it wrong. I don't fucking know. Today we have on Carlos. How do you say last name? I'm sorry.
Monteon.
Yes, sir. Okay, Carlos Monteon.
Junior.
Oh, Junior.
Yeah.
My bad. Is your dad have the same name?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's so weird. I was always think, like, I mean, I don't know. It's probably cool for you, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't want my dad's name or to be like a junior, because like a lot of my cousins that are juniors, they usually just call him Junior. They don't even call him by their name.
Yeah, I'm like the only one in the family that was never called Junior. But it does suck that my first name is Carlos, because I have at least 7 in both sides of my family in total, including myself, that are
siblings.
Carlos, yeah, no, not siblings, but just like
family members.
Yeah, cousins, nephews.
Well, Carlos
uncles.
Is like a very like common Mexican name.
Yeah, I used to hate it, but now I kind of like wear with a badge of pride. You know, it's Carlos.
I know. Like I always wonder like I think it'd be cool if like there was a law where like the kid got to pick their name at a certain age, but then there'd be like a lot of like Frankensteins and like dumbass names that kids would come up with. Imagine.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually at one point I wanted to be called Naruto.
Like the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I never got into those shows like anime and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You like that stuff?
Not necessarily. I go through phases. I went through like a Pokemon phase, a WWE phase, a Naruto phase, and.
But you're not like full on like anime and like.
Nah.
What about hentai? You like hentai?
No, I actually don't.
It's kind of weird. Sometimes I'll just click on it and be like, why do people like this?
Right.
And it's so funny because it's always like, I mean, obviously it's a cartoon, so they can just like make everything more dramatic and more big, and so it'll be like this little skinny Asian chick with big old titties.
Yeah, I feel like that's what the thing that like has always turned me off from like that category. Simply because like it's always they always portray like some dainty like teenage looking girls, and it's like dude, like that's kind of weird.
Yeah, like you're like she looks like she's like 12 or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I always thought that was weird. Like you watched what's that show, that famous one on HBO? Euphoria.
Euphoria, I haven't.
Okay, so like pretty much all these kids are like they're in high school, right?
Yeah.
So they're obviously not 18, but like the actors and actresses are at least 21 or older. So when they show this show, they show them like they show their titties and stuff, and so it's weird because you're like, okay, is this okay because like they're of age in real life?
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're going off like TV like terms, then like technically it's wrong because these are high school kids and we're watching them like give each other like blowjobs and like seeing titties and like it's really fucking strange.
It is weird, and I feel like that's one of my biggest issues with the way that Hollywood portrays like high schoolers. They over sexualize them, and I've for many years I've had this idea that I will eventually bring to fruition, which centers around like high school stories, athletes, wrestlers more specifically.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, because the way that I see it like in media, like a lot of the times it's wrestling is not portrayed accurately. So I'm like, dude, like if only they had a good like wrestling choreographer, like I could break into the industry. Anyway, the way that I would like to bring that idea to fruition would be like by deviating away from the sexual aspect of high school, because of course like it is a part of a lot of teenagers upbringing and whatnot, but we shouldn't portray it in the media. At least that's what I think.
Like we shouldn't okay it.
Exactly, because then it kind of the way that I see it, at least, you kind of are sexualizing minors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then that's the thing too is like I always go back to like conspiracies and shit, but they always say like the things like that, like they're putting it right in front of your face, like there's no hidden nothing, like isn't that fucked up? Like they're making it okay, and we're like, oh, this is okay to watch this, and it's like these are supposed to be like underage kids, and they're showing all these things that they do, which obviously we know they do in high school, like some kids are crazy, but we don't need to see it like that,
right? Because
it's still fucked up like to think that way.
Yeah, if you allude to it, that's a different story, but if it's explicitly shown, like you said, it's like, bro, like it can turn off a lot of viewers. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen it personally, but from what I have heard, or actually no, I did see like a little bit, one episode, and in one of these episodes I do remember that there was like high schoolers hooking up with older men. Oh yeah. And now that right there is like, bro, now that's fucking weird.
But see, what's funny though? I mean, I don't know. What year did you graduate?
2017.
Okay, yeah, you're way younger.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2011. And when I remember when I was like maybe a sophomore, junior, there was like a few girls that like their boyfriends were like maybe 22, 23, maybe even 25. Yeah. Like they drive them to school and shit.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
And maybe their boyfriends would be so fucking weird. Like,
yeah.
But at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, she's into older guys. Yeah. But it didn't click in my head that she's also underage.
Yeah.
But because at the same time, like, I remember my freshman year, like I'm not bragging, but I was able to like hook up with this girl that was a senior, but she was like an older senior, so she was like 18 already. But I saw nothing wrong with it. Right. I thought it was fucking cool. Yeah. And she didn't either until her parents like brought it up, and then we had to like stop seeing each other. Ooh. I was like, because she's like, oh, my parents said that you might your parents might like sue us or something, and I was like, trust me, my parents will. Like my dad's in the back giving me high fives. Like he's not gonna rat you out.
Yeah, but then again, like the way that society has brought us up. I remember being at that age, and I would be like, "Oh, dude, if I could bang a senior, I'd be on top of the world."
Yeah.
Granted, I never, I graduated virgin, but to your point, your dad is giving you high fives for it, and that's basically how we were brought up as men. We're supposed to conquer the women type of thing. And,
yeah. And it's like a double standard too, because no one ever gave me shit for it. They were like, dude, that's fucking dope, like, good job for you. But like, if it was flipped, say she was a freshman, I was a senior, 18, then I'd get looked at kind of weird.
Absolutely.
But then again, I went to a fucked up school, so maybe they wouldn't think it. They were like, good job too.
Yeah. And also, if it, if the roles were reversed, then they would also call the girl
yeah.
Ugh.
And it's so, dude, I was just talking about this the other day. I was watching, because I'll just randomly go, like, when I can't find anything to watch, I'll watch Jersey Shore. I love that show. And either that or Ridiculousness. I can watch their shows all day long. And I was watching an episode of Jersey Shore, and Pauly D was like giving shit to one of the girls, because I guess she had like a boyfriend and she was sleeping with like Vinny, and then she would also hook up with guys at the bar, and he's like, man, she's being like a whore, like. And then there's a scene where he's walking in and she's like, she's acting like a whore, like only guys can do that, girls can't do that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, even like, maybe when I was younger I didn't catch that, but even I heard that, I was like, why would he say that? Like, I was like, that's so fucked up that you would say that. Like, no, it's not okay for either one, but like, if you're doing it, well, how come she can't do it? And same thing, like you said, like, and then she's a whore, but if a guy does it, he's a player.
Yeah.
But sucks to suck, girls. No, just kidding.
Double standards.
Yeah, dude. Hey, but it works both ways. I mean,
yeah, no, absolutely. There's pros and cons to each side.
Yeah, so it is what it is. We always got to take what we get.
Yeah.
But going back to what you're saying about the whole wrestling thing, what did you mean by how people don't portray wrestlers in the right way? Like what?
So, man, the way that matches are typically choreographed, I think.
Like in movies and shows?
Yeah. I often see that you can easily tell when people don't know what wrestling actually is, because I've seen shows, or not necessarily movies, mostly like TV shows, where people are like choking somebody out and they're like, oh yeah, he's on the wrestling team. Nah, bro, what the hell? In Cobra Kai, sorry to interrupt you, but
good.
In Cobra Kai, I like that show. It's my guilty pleasure, but
yeah, a lot of people loved it.
But one of my biggest pet peeves is how, like, karate, they portrayed it as like, oh, this is like such a badass sport, and then wrestling, it made it like right here. They made like the wrestling
when it's
look
the other way
like
around. Karate fucking sucks.
Everyone
says it.
No,
except unless you're a person, unless you do karate.
No,
I like karate people that do karate.
Karate is. It has its place in combat. I firmly believe it. However, it's not as easily translated into real world situations.
So it's only for like set matches. It's not like if you get into a street fight, like it's not.
Yeah, you can use, there are a lot of skills that are useful in street fights. However, it's not. You're not gonna go up to somebody and like pull your punch.
Yeah. Have you ever seen this video? It's an old video. It was this cholo dude and this white guy that he was a karate guy. And I don't know, they're like in this alleyway and they start to get into a fight, and the cholo's like, all right, fool, let's go, fool. And then the white guy, he's like, and he gets down and everyone's laughing at him. And this is like a real, it's not like staged or nothing, like
an
these guys got into a fight, like a street fight. So he pulls out his whole karate, he's like, oh, and he's like squatting and everything, he's like, and he's doing all this shit like Tekken or something, and everyone's like, all the guys are laughing, like, look at this fool, and like, dude, he kicks the cholo and knocks him out.
Yeah,
like a high kick to the head, and everyone's like, oh fuck, but it was just so funny because it was like this nerdy white guy, like high waters and shit, like
and here's the thing, man, like I said, it does have its place in combat, but you need to know how to translate it, because I did karate for like 3 months probably. My sister is a black belt, and
oh shit,
yeah, it was like my first combat sport. I didn't really like it too much. Boxing was my second. Then I found the love of my life, wrestling.
Wrestling, dude.
Yeah, but so they teach you how to kick with like this part of your foot.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried doing that on a punching bag once. It was the worst mistake I ever did.
It's like a slap to your foot, right?
Yeah.
I always see that too. I'm like, I know punching bags are like supposed to like soften the blow. Like, I mean, they're still pretty fucking hard. They're like packed with sand.
Yeah.
But like, it's pretty much like a slap. And like, I mean, I you know, sometimes I'll play around and I'll like kick my girl's ass, like with the top of my foot. It kind of hurts me too.
Right.
It's like a little stinging feeling.
Yeah.
Like I trip out, like, dude, whenever I see like UFC fights, and people are like hacking at someone else, like with their shins though, I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know, but I guess you're supposed to kick with the shin.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, dude, like if you just like flick my shin, that shit fucking hurts. Like, and I've seen videos where people are strengthening their shins, like either they're kicking like the bottom part of the bag where all the sand at the base,
right?
Or dude, this one girl in like Thailand was kicking like a fucking palm tree, just hacking at it with her foot. I was like, dude, that was just terrible. But I mean, either way, there's no winning. Like that's the thing too. I see certain moves where it's like that guy's always gonna get knocked out, but this guy's still gonna feel something. Like I've always heard like people that headbutt people.
Oh,
they're like it fucks up both people, but obviously you know the other guy.
Yeah.
But no, dude, the foot thing. I always saw that too. I was like, how is that? Like, I mean, the other person's probably getting the bad part of it, but you're still getting a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen like some shin conditioning stuff like online and whatnot, but I too am like, dude, that must suck.
I know my brother was telling me that there's a thing that you roll your shins with like a wooden fucking stick, like a kind of looks like a tortilla like roller. I don't know what they're called.
Never seen it. Never seen that.
No, yeah, but like, and it actually is just like a wooden stick, and they just rub your fucking shin with it. And I'm like, dude, and it's supposed to, I think, help with like maybe like stress fractures or like maybe like shin splints. I don't know, but dude, I fucking saw that. Like, I can't do that stuff like that, or like when people like get the rolling foam thing and lay on it on their hip, roll their thighs out. I can't do that. Shit hurts so much. I don't even like massages.
Yeah,
that pain is just too much for me.
Yeah,
I don't know how people like that shit.
Yeah,
dude, I cannot like.
You have to, from what I've learned, because I have a lot of tension in my muscles. I've learned, but you have to just go with the flow, and go with somebody who actually knows what they're doing, because there's a lot of people who will massage you, but they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. You know? No, yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like, and that's with massaging. Like, no one can just be like, oh, I know how to give a good massage. Like, it's because you could hurt someone.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just like like with wrestling or like any type of fighting. If you're not trained and you're just like get in there and start doing shit, like you could really hurt someone because you don't know. You don't know when to stop. You don't know how hard you should do it, how tight. Like, I've heard that all the time. Like, I actually, when I was in the Army, I did. We have like a combative course. And so like when you're in basic, they teach you like the basics. Like, you'll do like one day where you pretty much roll with someone, and it's all like they'll do like just situations if you're ever like for some reason your gun ever got jammed, and like you have to go combat, like hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
So they would do that, and then once you're in, they send you to like you can go to a course if you want, and there's like level 1, 2, and 3, I think even 4. And it's combatives, and I did the first 2 levels. The first level is pretty much just wrestling.
Oh, really?
Wrestling, cool. And then like a lot of defense, really. Okay. And then the second one is wrestling and striking. So then they start slapping. Okay. It's only slapping though, and it fucking sucks. Like I get so mad when I get I'd rather get punched than slapped.
Yes.
Dude, like, I don't know what it is in the Army, like. These guys, like my friends, like these black guys, well, they gotta be black because they fucking work, all right? But they have this thing where they do slap boxing fights. Yeah. Like they're like, hey, like they don't, not even just to like play around. Right. They're like, let's slap box, and they'll just be like, whoosh. And dude, I've heard of that. I got slapped one time, and my eyes started watering. They're like, are you crying? I'm like, you fucking hurt. Yeah. Dude, I want to cry, dude. I don't know how people can do that. And so when I went to that level 2, they told me to. They're like, it's striking, it's slapping, open hand. I was like, dude, I was like, but like I want to do it because I like the wrestling part of it. Yeah. I didn't wrestle in high school. In high school, we didn't have a wrestling team. We had a very small school. I had like my graduating class was like 75 people. Swear to God. Wow. Yeah. We started my freshman year. We started out with like maybe 110, but like by senior year it was like 75 people. Yeah. So we didn't have enough money, and we didn't have coaches, and we were in such a small town that we didn't have a wrestling team. We had the basics of baseball, basketball, football. We didn't even have track. Like. We didn't get track till like my senior year, maybe. Oh wow! When they built a track, yeah, wow. And then they built a swimming pool too. But yeah, so I didn't get. I know, so I didn't get to do any wrestling, and I wanted to. So I almost wanted to transfer schools just so I could wrestle. Because I mean, you talked to my dad yesterday. Yeah. Oh, by the way, thank you for coming out to my show yesterday. I really appreciate that. Man. For sure, man. It's always awesome to see people. Supporting me, like especially doing that, and at the airport of all places, like it's such a random spot, huh?
It is, but it was a cool ambiance.
Dude, it was. All the old people? Yeah. So last night I had a show at Brewers at the airport upstairs, and the whole crowd, like 99% of the people, were all these old, like I think 65 and up, and it was like a retirement. It wasn't a retirement home; it was like a trailer park. They had all got a bus, and that was like their outing for the night. And they all got on, and it was and they were the funnest crowd. Like, yeah, I don't know if you were there, but at one point I was talking about having kids or something, and that when I was younger, like my dad would tell me, like, just make sure you know, if he's like, the number one way not to have a baby is don't have sex at all. He's like, and then second, like, another chance is like wear a condom and then, you know, get good at pulling out. And I was telling him the old people, and they're like, I was like, and then pulling out, and this old lady's like, that doesn't work either. And then I told her, I was like, do you guys believe, like, if you do anal only, you won't become pregnant? And everyone's like, oh, and then they're like, nope, doesn't work either, because if it droops down, you can still get in there. And I was like, oh, dude, they were so fun.
Yeah.
But
they were a lot of fun. I saw how they interacted with the other comedians. It was great.
Yeah, dude, I fucking loved it. But anyways, yeah, thank you for coming out.
Absolutely.
But what was I getting at?
Talking to your dad. You wanted to
yeah. So you talked to my dad. You can see he's a character.
Yeah, he's every word that he spoke, the way that I felt was very nurturing, embracing, and at the same time like firm.
He's like that with everybody, like, and that's why I knew he would like you, because he loves wrestling.
Yeah, I could tell.
He grew up doing it. He actually wanted to go to college to do wrestling, but he wasn't good in school. And I think I could be wrong, but I think he got his girl at the time pregnant with my stepbrother.
Okay.
Went out like his senior year, so that all kind of went out the window.
Right.
And then that's when he went to go work with the railroad. But no, he fucking loves it. So I knew when you came, I was like, oh, this is perfect. You can meet him. Like, anyone that either wrestled in high school, you don't even have to wrestle now, but even if you just wrestle in high school and like the struggle or like the shit you guys go through, he loves that. Like with me, I didn't do that. So his stories with me are always like, yeah, I did this and this, or like cutting weight. Dude, like talking about wrestling movies, his favorite movie is
Vision Quest.
He told you
about it, yeah,
dude. and he's always told me about it. And we rented it one time and we watched it. And it's actually a pretty good movie, even for now. Like, you know, normally you watch an old movie, it doesn't really hold up nowadays.
Right. I've never watched it.
Really?
I told him I've never watched it. And one of my coaches, Jeff Welsing, he would talk about it a lot in the wrestling room. One of the drills that we do, he'd be like, think about Vision Quest. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Dude, watch it tonight. I'm telling you, like, it's a really good movie. And it's funny too, because most I have a lot of friends that train at what is it, Yuma Top Team?
Yeah.
Yuma Top Team or Yuma Top 10? Yuma Top Team.
Foothills.
And actually my buddy's a coach. I don't know if you know Cody Salazar.
I don't know.
Shout out to Cody Salazar. That's my boy. Fucking love that dude.
Oh wait, yeah. I think I do know. Yeah, long hair.
Sometimes he braids it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I have met him. I met him once at Live Training Systems. I don't know if he still trains with my coach, but
I don't know. I know he's like, dude, he's at the gym at the Yuma Top Team.
Yeah.
Like every
he's a mindful assassin, right?
Yeah, you do know him. Yeah, that's my boy, dude. I fucking love him. And he's so knowledgeable about like so much stuff. I love to have conversations with him because like he's kind of like my little therapist sometimes. He'll come over and we'll just hang out and I just tell him like stuff that's going on. He's like, why do you think you feel that way? Like he's all about the whole like mental. Yeah, but yeah. So I have a bunch, and like I was telling him about that movie Vision Quest, and he's like, yeah, I seen it. Like it's my favorite movie too. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's not just my dad. It's not like an old people thing. It's like if you're like a wrestler. So that's surprising that you haven't watched it.
Yeah, no. I guess once I watch it, maybe I'll be in that cult following of like, yeah, it's a great movie. Actually, you know, one of the things that I like about the wrestling community is that they're very, very supporting and very, very supportive, for the most part, and like embracing. Because I remember seeing a movie, and it was just like a one-time showing, and it was American Wrestler, I believe. It follows a story of an Iranian wrestler, if I'm not mistaken, an Iranian who immigrated to America and then found wrestling, and then his uncle, who used to wrestle for like the country's team back home, trained him, and he ended up becoming a state champion. And this is based on a true story. And
oh my god.
Yeah, and the whole like
hold on.
What's up?
Yo, D, I never pressed record on the fucking thing.
No way.
Oh my
I know, but it's gonna be so shitty.
Oh well, work with what you got.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna, dude. This is the second time. Oh my fuck, dude. I'm telling
all
you.
good.
Next time I'm gonna have a whiteboard in the back and just have like little like recording
Checklist,
notes. Yeah,
yeah.
like is it recording? Is it?
Oh well,
Well,
work
guys,
with what you got,
I'm
man.
sorry.
No,
dude.
it's all good, bro.
I did this with my best friend when we had episode one time. Like, but I caught it within the first 5 minutes. That was a good what, 30. Sorry, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna I'm gonna have to enhance the audio from the GoPro, and then you're gonna get like the first 30 minutes. And I'm sorry, it's gonna be shitty, but it's gonna have to work. But now we're back. Now we're on audio. I'm sorry.
We're back. No, it's all good.
Oh,
the way that I see it, you don't. What's it called? Just deal with the cards you were dealt.
Yeah, you're right.
Work with the cards that you.
No
were
point in
dealt,
crying
sorry.
over spoiled milk, right?
Exactly.
Spilled milk.
Spilled milk, yeah.
Spoiled
In
too.
this case, spilled beer.
For the homies, not just kidding. But no, back to what you were saying.
So
That
yeah,
wrestling.
so yeah, we were watching. So there was a one night showing, American Wrestler.
Was it like a
and,
Sundance film or something? Why is it one night showing?
just because it was a low budget film,
Oh, okay.
and it wasn't projected to be a hit film that
At Harkins? Or
yeah,
like-
it was
oh,
at
okay.
Harkins.
Oh yeah, okay. I know what you're
And
talking
in the theater, it was packed with like all the wrestlers like from like different schools. So and it was great to see like it was their parents, the wrestlers, a couple coaches, and like at the end, like everybody was clapping. It was a really really fun time. It was a great experience, and it really got me to see like, dude, like the wrestling community, like it's very niche and it's very very supportive. It's
Damn.
really cool.
about. Did you tell my dad about it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
because
didn't.
he probably would have watched that shit that night. No, that's cool. Have you ever watched? I've been wanting to see it. It's been out for a while. Foxcatcher.
Fox, dude, that's a great movie.
I heard.
It's a great
Was it
movie.
Channing Tatum and what's his name from The Office?
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
He plays a very, very chilling John DuPont. That's the antagonist of the film.
Yeah, I heard he plays like a have you watched that movie Whiplash? It's the drumming movie with Miles Teller.
No, I know
Dude,
which one you're talking about. But
So
no.
it's very similar as far like I haven't watched Foxcatcher, but like I've seen the previews and stuff, and I see like how hard he is on that guy.
Right.
Dude, Whiplash is fucking insane. Like the guy that like his teacher,
Mhm.
his like music teacher, is like he like slaps him.
Yeah.
Fucking he yells at him. He's like, "You're a
Abuses
fucking
him.
piece of shit." Like, and
Yeah.
but he's doing it to make him better though, but in a fucked up way. Because at the end, like he just goes off and like finally does what he's been trying to teach him.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see like there's a point where he's just like he finally fucking got it. Like I made the like the musician in him finally come out.
Mhm.
But like in so many fucked up ways. Like this guy is probably like depressed and like what the fuck? Like I'm trying my best, dude. There's a scene where he's like drumming for so long that his hands start bleeding.
Yeah,
and he's just still going, and you
yeah.
see blood splattering on the drums. Dude, it's fucking sick. But no, so when I've watched that one, but I haven't watched Foxcatcher. But I assume it's something similar, right?
I couldn't tell you because I haven't seen the movie.
You haven't seen it either?
No, I haven't seen the movie.
Oh man!
But it is a great movie. I recommend you watch Foxcatcher. It's not.
You haven't
it
even
doesn't
seen it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't focus too much about on like the wrestling aspect. It's more about like the story and the psychology behind.
Like what they go through.
More so the
Or-
story because so the story what happened essentially is that John DuPont was from a wealthy family, old money, and he grew an affinity for the sport of wrestling, and he reached out to one of the top wrestlers in USA at the time. His name is Dave Schultz. Dave Schultz also had a brother whose name is Mark Schultz, and they were they would make world teams together and whatnot. But Dave was like the cream of the crop. He was like what everybody sought after. And to this day, he's still a legend. He even has a tournament named after him, the Dave Schultz Memorial.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Is he still alive or no?
Dead.
Oh.
So this is what
Like,
happens.
what?
Yeah, so this is what
Spoiler.
happens. Yeah, no, so this is what happens. It's based on a true story, and John DuPont was schizophrenic. Brings him onto the ranch, brings out a whole team, the Foxcatcher wrestling team, and ends up, on one of his manic states, pulls out a gun and shoots Dave Schultz.
Oh, he killed him.
Yep, on his estate.
Is that in the movie?
Yeah.
So is that the end? I'm guessing.
Or is that
It kind of
has to be, right?
So it actually follows the story of Mark Schultz, because Mark Schultz, I believe,
which is Channing Tatum?
Yeah, no. So Channing Tatum's character was the one that wrote the book based on on everything that happened and everything that he experienced. So it follows his story. I mean, the whole story, the narrative from his perspective, and it's pretty cool. The way that it ends, it just like tells you like what happened to Mark after. He ended up winning like UFC 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he was in UFC?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look this up then. That's
Yeah.
cool. It's going back to when I told you I was doing that the combatives in the army.
Yeah.
My trainer
Getting slapped.
Yeah, getting fucking slapped, piece of shit. my trainer, he was in like one of the first UFCs.
Oh, no way.
See, he would show us videos.
That's dope.
Yeah, so it was cool because it was like, and the dude was legit. Like, I mean, not that I'm saying like just because he had like the cauliflower, but he had it, and he was like an older dude, and I mean, from what I saw and heard, like he was very knowledgeable about his stuff, and it was a very cool like coach, like very like easygoing, real loose, and like wasn't like scolding or nothing. He was just like, nah, it's all right, man. Like you'll get it. Like come on, like, and then he'll roll with you, and
That's
like
cool.
I remember one time he brought out like a fucking taser knife. It looked like a knife, and around it had like a metal wire that like when you pressed it, it would like shock you. So
Damn.
and it was once
crazy.
again it was like hand to hand combat,
Right.
and it was like representing that. So he would roll with you, and he was like, if you get zapped, then you're dead. So we would roll, and the whole point was to keep that hand away as well as still trying to get him locked up and stuff.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah,
that's a really.
So we'd be
useful
rolling,
skill.
and you just get zapped in the back, or he'd fucking zap you in the neck, and like, and it's. I mean, it's not like all like I don't know how many voltage it is, but it's just enough to get you like, oh shit, like a good little sting. You're like, oh fuck, he got me. But no, yeah. So that's crazy. That's so he was in the UFC. So he's still alive then.
Mark,
Channing Tatum?
I believe so. Yeah, yeah. Channing Tatum is alive.
Well, the guy he portrays.
Yeah. So actually, I think it's funny because Mark. Channing Tatum has an uncanny resemblance to the Penn State wrestling coach. His name is Cal Sanderson. He looks exactly like Channing Tatum, except he's bald. That's it. Like you should look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah.
Because the fact that some regular person looks like fucking hot ass.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
He's not just any hot ass person.
What's his name?
Is Cale Sanderson.
With a K?
CaelSanderson.
Let me see this, and I'll put it up too.
Yeah. So
Oh wow.
Yeah, right.
But he kind of looks like Tito Ortiz.
Oh yeah.
That guy, right?
No, you're right. Yeah. You look
right?
at that guy for sure. Yeah. So he.
This one. Hold on, let me see. Oh fuck. In that one, he looks like him.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh what?
Yup. So if they ever make a movie about Cale Sanderson, which they should,
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum is the guy, definitely.
Yeah, that's spot on. That's crazy.
Yeah, because based off what I saw on Foxcatcher, like he's really good with choreography. I wouldn't be surprised if Channing Tatum actually did some wrestling.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys usually do like.
Right, but the fact that he's a dancer too, like that also like gives him a lot of fluidity to like get the motions correctly and whatnot.
Oh, I see. When actually let's go back to the beginning. How long have you been wrestling? Do you do only wrestling or you do jiu-jitsu?
Right now I do only wrestling.
Okay.
However, I do want to branch out to boxing and go back to karate.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did do, like I said earlier, I did do those 3 sports, and I just want to do them for fun, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, let's go to wrestling then. So how long have you been wrestling?
Since 7th grade.
Oh,
shit. I did stop wrestling for 4 years after high school, competitively at least. But training for wrestling, I'd say I'm terrible with math, and I don't want to put myself on.
Oh, dude, I am too.
Yeah.
Just make some shit up.
Yeah, but from what I recall, I think I did the math once, and I think it's like 6-7 years total.
Okay. And that's minus the 4 years, or that's just training in general, not
training
actually
in general,
competing?
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Damn. And so, what got you into wrestling?
So, my boxing coach was actually the middle school wrestling coach for the school that I attended. And he was just walking around with a scale, looking up kids, just like, hey, step on the scale. All right, cool. Come wrestle for me. Saw me, and he was like, hey, Pac-Man, because they used to call me Pacquiao.
You look like him, yeah.
That's what I've been told. That's actually what inspired that nickname. But He's like, "Hey, Pac-Man, you should come out to practice." All right, cool. I went out, and at the time I was really into dancing, break dancing, like
Oh, really?
looking up like YouTube tutorials,
Like b-boys and shit, like
Yeah.
spinning on your head.
yeah.
Oh, that's fucking dope.
I would just like look up some tutorials and try to replicate it as best as I could. I was really into shuffling, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I went into the practice, saw the big open mat, and I was like, bro, I was immediately in love, enamored
Really?
with the sport because I just felt like this freedom to just do whatever the hell I wanted.
You just saw a big open space.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like a horse in the pasture.
Exactly, bro. I felt
Freedom.
Yeah, it truly felt like I was meant to be there.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And so so would your coaches going around putting a scale on the ground and be like, all right, go wrestle for me?
Yeah, basically.
Like you're like, I don't want. He's like, go. We need you.
Yeah. So he's actually a Detective Prieto. He is a detective now. At the time, he was a police officer, and he would often recruit like the kids who were in ISS who would get caught for fighting and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah. So he would like the toughest like cholos, like those were the dudes that made me tough.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
dope. That's cool. I always like that. That's in high school when I played football. We had a lot of like troubled kids,
Mhm.
and they were always like, dude. There's this one guy. He was actually, dude. I remember he was like buff as fuck for like a high schooler. I was like, what the fuck? How old is this guy?
Right.
And he came from like a different school, like in our sophomore junior year, and he played with us. And I remember he played one of the games. His first game he played in. The other team was going for a field goal, and he fucking sacked the shit out of the kicker. Later, brother. Be safe.
Later.
Have
man.
fun.
Take care.
But yeah, and he hit him like the guy already kicked the ball, and he still laid him out.
Damn.
And they
Brutal.
they fucking kicked him out of the game, and he's like, "What did I do?" And they're like, "Bro, you can't do that." He's like, he's like, he had never watched it, he never played it. He was just this
Oh.
big dude that like got into fights, and they're like, "Look, let's use your aggression out on the field.
Yeah.
we could use you." And he's like, "Oh fuck it, I'll do it." Like this dude looked like fucking he would play and like just smoke a cigarette like on the sidelines and shit. Like he was fucking. I was like, this guy, he had tattoos.
Oh no
Dude,
way.
in high school, I was scared.
That's
as
how you know
fuck
somebody's
for him.
tough.
He was cool though. Like he was a cool guy, but like you didn't want to be on the bad side of him.
Right.
But no, that's cool. I always liked when like sports do that,
Mhm.
where they have like they see like someone that has issues at home or whether in school,
Yeah.
and they bring them in like, look, I think some good structure will do you good, and then play a sport.
Yeah. It's really cool to like see that aspect. I actually one of my like school bullies growing up was like my main competitor on our team. He was in the same weight class as me. His name is Rodolfo Miguel. Shout out to Rodolfo Miguel wherever you are, man.
Oh, you guys
I
are
hope
cool
you're doing
now?
Well. Yeah, no. So
No, fuck
it-
that fool. No,
No,
I'm just
no.
kidding.
So this it's we kind of went back and forth, and it all started like in second grade. I was new to this school in San Luis, Rio Colorado. Not San Luis Rio Colorado, but Rio Colorado was the name of the elementary school. And
in the U.S. side,
yeah, in
Okay.
Arizona, in San Luis,
the
Arizona.
American sandwich.
Yeah. And so I met him. I remember the first time that I met him, he was skipping class, and I didn't know that it wasn't recess, so I was just like kicking rocks with him, got in trouble, and then I realized, okay, don't hang out with that kid.
Oh, damn,
Yeah.
he fucking.
Yeah, it was my first day of school, actually. It was my first day of school. And through the years, we got into a couple of fights. He actually slammed me once in 5th grade straight into the concrete playing basketball. Like, he just, like, tripped me and grabbed the back of my head. Boom, straight into and I still have, like, the scar to, well,
Your head hit the ground.
yeah, face
Oh,
first.
Fuck.
Awful.
Damn,
And
that's
then-
that's an actual bully. Like some people are
Yeah.
like, oh, he called me names and picked on me. Like,
No, this dude was tough, dude. Like, he was a tough
You got
ass fool.
hit.
And all I could ever do, even though I wasn't boxing, dude, all I ever did was always grab him in a front hold, like, choke hold. Yeah, so, like,
Was this from wrestling or just like naturally it came to you?
Yeah, it just naturally came
Oh,
to me.
okay.
That was always my reaction to every time that I got into, like, a fight with him, it was always to hold his neck, like, right here in my armpit.
Oh,
Like, that was it. Like, everything that I learned in boxing would just, like, go out the window. That's
Yeah.
all I would do. And so the following year, interestingly enough, we were cool. We were in the same class finally, and we were cool. And I was just fooling around by a trash can. Somebody dared me, like, oh, go in the trash can. I'm like, all right, cool. So, like, I pretended like I was going to go. And this dude, like, shoved my face in the trash can, but, like, I hit the rim, like, again, in the same spot where he slammed me the year prior. I slammed myself on the rim, and I remember he was like, bro, I'm so sorry, hit me. And I was too busy trying to hold back tears because like my crush was right there. I was like, no.
You're like, just get the fuck away from me.
Get the
Just get
fuck
the
away.
fuck away
Get
from
the
me.
fuck away, bro.
So at that point, you guys weren't. He wasn't a bully no more. You
No,
guys
he
were
wasn't a
good?
bully.
Oh, okay.
Then
So he just did it to be funny at that point.
yeah, and
Okay,
it kind of
okay.
backfired. But I mean, we were still cool afterward. But yeah, he and I wrestled in the same weight class, and he is the person who I attribute to making me tough that first year.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah.
So and was but you said he's the same weight as you, right? Was that weight
At
class?
the time, yeah, it was like 113.
What do you
113
fight at, or what do you wrestle at now?
Right now, it's 70 kilos, which translates to 153 pounds. Even though I walk around 67 kilos naturally, which is 147 pounds. So it kind of, I mean, from the outside looking in, it could seem like I'm at a disadvantage because these fools, like at 70 kilos, they're easily cutting down from like 170s, like 170 pounds down to 153. Easily. These dudes are massive compared to me.
That's insane though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I always was fascinated with the cutting side of wrestling or like just fighting in general.
Yeah.
And cuz like my dad would always say, he was like, there's people that, you know, they just do whatever, and then when it comes, you know, weigh-in time, then they start cutting, they start putting themselves through all this fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, like running with a sauna suit and like drinking only water, like just trying to lose like 0.5 at it, like fucking like I don't know, whatever the fuck weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, but he's like, if you're smart, you'll slowly, gradually get yourself to that weight, and then live around that, and then just learn how to live like that.
For sure.
Instead of having a cut out of nowhere. And I was like, wait, you actually fucking do that? He's like, yeah. And like now, like I've seen movies, and obviously they're portrayed from real things, I'm sure. But like I saw, what's that movie with Miles Teller where he's a boxer and he breaks his neck in the car accident? But in that movie, he in the very beginning, he's in the back trying to cut weight because he's about to go on stage to do the weigh-in, and he's like on a bike, and I think he has like fucking like the plastic wrapped around his whole body, and I think they have like a heater on him, and he's just like in the back like trying to sweat just to make it. And he gets up on stage, and they weigh him, and he like makes it. Like I think he has to make like 150, and he's exactly 150.
Oh,
yeah, and I'm like,
brutal, bro.
And I'm like, what?
I've had stories
fuck?
like that. Yeah.
What is the most you've had to cut?
Most that I've had to cut, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But I've always I stopped cutting weight senior year. I think honestly I've never been too much over. I think like from 132 to 126 was usually my weight cut. 132. But as I grew, you know, by my junior year, it got too much. Like I couldn't. I actually almost missed weight at state. Yeah.
So you made it though?
I made it by a small margin, similar to that story. Interestingly enough, I when you said Miles Teller, the first, and you said boxing, I thought about Michael B. Jordan, Creed.
Oh, Creed.
Because they were in the, like, Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan were in the Fantastic Four together.
I never saw that.
You never seen
the
it?
new
Neither have I.
one?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
I heard
either.
it was terrible. So
yeah, I've heard it was ass.
But I love Miles Teller and I love Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
but
they're great actors.
I just heard it's not a good remake.
Yeah.
But I like the Jessica Alba one. Is it Jessica Alba? She plays Wonder.
Yeah,
Wonder
the
Woman.
Invisible Woman.
Invisible. Yeah. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh, but so what were your methods to cutting weight? Like, what is the most like the most fucking craziest thing you've had to do?
It's awful, man. Because all of these things that I used to do were very unhealthy.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it's cutting weight in a matter of, you know, people try to lose, 5 pounds in 2 weeks or in a month.
Yeah.
And you're losing 5 pounds overnight.
Yeah.
Like in the most fucking crazy ways.
Yeah. One of the things that one of the most disgusting things that I have done is chewing gum and accumulating the spit and just like spitting in a cup or a water bottle like this.
To get rid of water weight?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. One time me and my homie, we were going to a tournament in San Diego, and California wrestlers, like, they're tough. And we were on our way in the back of the van. He and I were sharing one bottle.
Why not get your own?
Bro, I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why.
Passing the bottle.
No, it was a small cup, actually. It was like the half the size. Because, yeah, spitting into like a narrow thing, that would have been disgusting. That would have grossed me out.
Dude, I hung out with a lot of people that dipped, and that's all they did. spitting. Yeah.
Nah,
fucking
but
gross.
it was a cup, I remember, and we were just like spitting on the way. Shout out to my homie Luis Villalpando, and so we were spitting in this cup, and we get to the place, and we're still doing like some jumping jacks, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but he set the cup down on like at the top of like a little hill, and then like while we were doing like our little like exercises, he tipped it over, and you just see like that gloop of saliva slowly coming down.
Yeah,
it was
'cause
so
saliva's not
disgusting,
water.
bro. No, yeah, it was
Dude,
just foam basically. It was so disgusting.
How much did you guys get? Like a good cup or between you two? I mean, I can
no,
imagine.
we if I'm not, we kind of like if it was like up here, we probably got it like
That's a
3/4 of the
fucking
way.
lot of
Yeah,
spit.
3/4 of the way probably.
Oh my god! And so, and that it kind of blows my mind. So, like, you just spitting helps lose water weight?
Yeah, it's not the best method, especially if you're already dehydrated.
Because then you're getting cotton mouth like a motherfucker, right? Because
Yeah,
the thing that's supposed to keep your mouth.
Yeah, but you're chewing gum to salivate a little bit more.
Okay.
So
Oh my goodness! You know what's funny is when I was in the army, I hung out with a lot of guys. I think I've tried dip like 2 or 3 times in my entire life, but these guys would do it like everywhere they went. I just did it. I remember I did it one time when I was drunk, and it was like the worst fucking thing. But we were
Sounds
out.
awful.
We were out in the field doing some training, and they had these little like brown cups that we would eat use when we like ate like lunches and stuff.
Yeah.
And what they would do is they would get like they'd use it for like a spit cup.
Yeah.
And so we're all sitting around talking, and they had put it down next to me, and I had my cup that I had like punch or something or water, and I go and I fucking dude, I go and I take a swig, bro. Like one, I was like, I was like, what is this, bro? When I pulled the cup away, there was like a string of saliva like to the cup to my mouth, dude. I threw up right away.
Oh,
Yeah, I
bro,
know.
that is disgusting. Oh,
Dude, I wanted to fucking fight the guy. It was.
I don't blame you. I do not.
Because I was mad because I was like, it's not even my spit. I don't even dip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. Like, oh, like I thought it was my, dude. And I was so I was like, oh, and I fucking threw it. Same thing. Like when you throw it, you just see, and it's like gloop. It's like goopy. It's like like slime or something.
Disgusting.
It's fucking gross. Like after so much spit, like all together,
Yeah.
like, dude.
Bro, one time I on my way to state, actually, that worst weight cut that I was telling you about earlier, where I almost missed weight at state. I was doing that same method on the way over to the arena, and I accidentally spit my gum out, so I had to dig it out, and again, it was like encased with like this gloop of
I would've just
saliva.
left
I was just
it.
like, it was the only stick of gum that I had left. I felt like it was my
Oh, to
only
help you
resort. Yeah,
spit.
so I was just like,
It just.
yeah, but I bit the bullet. Fuck it. It was gross. But back to like talking about dip, that reminded me of when I went to an ASU wrestling camp with my homie Julian and Luis. They were rooming with a guy who like did chew heavily, and when I saw him, I was like, yeah, I could see it. Yeah, but it's weird. Like he was probably like 17 years old doing dip, and it's like,
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
like, what the freak?
It's usually like whenever I saw it mostly when I was in the army, but like I remember like when I was in high school there was a few people, but they were usually like the people, the like white boys that lived out in the ranches and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they just did that, like
Yeah.
and drink beer and stuff at
Right.
like 15.
It's like a ranch thing or something, because
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could never, like I said, I've tried it and it was something I was like, I never want to do this again. And mostly every time I've done it, I either been drunk or I was drinking. So I was like, I'll fucking try it. Why not?
Yeah. I've heard, I don't know too much about it, but I've heard that you're not supposed to swallow the saliva, because then it like...
Oh, no, you're not. Yeah, you're not supposed to. And actually, my first time I did it, I used, so they have like the actual like dip that's all like shredded,
Uh-huh.
or they have it in pouches.
Okay, yeah, I've seen the pouches.
And pouches, I
before.
guess, is more clean. You know, it doesn't get all in your teeth.
Okay.
So I did a pouch, and I was doing, we were drinking, so I would take a swig, and I was like, wait, how do you do that without drinking the thing? And they're like, just make sure you spit, make sure you clear your mouth out, because when you're sitting in there, it's just building up spit,
Right.
and then you have to spit. And he's like, just do a spit and then take a drink. So like, don't hold it in and try to, So I was like, all right. So one of the times I wasn't paying attention and I took a drink, and and it was like menthol, so it was like minty. And as soon as I'm drinking my beer, I feel it. and as soon as I got the like in my throat of like mintiness,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like I like in movies when people like their faces turn green like cartoons. That's
Yeah.
how I felt. I looked like I went pale.
Oh.
And I was like, man, my stomach hurts. And I went to go take a shit because like I could feel it building up in my stomach, like all the acid from like the menthol.
Yeah.
And I was taking a shit, and halfway through, I'm like passing out like on the toilet because from like the pain like of like the grossness.
Yeah.
And I turn around and I get off the toilet and like there's shit in the toilet and I just start throwing up with my head in the toilet.
Oh no,
dude!
way.
I threw up everything. Like it was the fucking worst. And like from that point on, I like I said, I think I did it 2 more times, and after that, like I would do it. But I didn't drink nothing. I was just like spitting, and but like I don't know, like I see my buddies do it, and they'll hold spit in their mouth for like I don't know, good 20, 30 minutes, or maybe 10, 15, I don't know. But for me, I was like, like constantly because I didn't want to swallow any of it. Like I was trying to get, but I was like, what am I doing? Like I'm just spitting out what I should just be holding in to get that buzz, because that's what you get.
Oh, okay.
You're sucking on nicotine.
Oh yeah.
And so like you get that head rush, which I kind of liked. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, oh shit, like you'd get like a buzz like if you were drinking, but from the nicotine and like, and I didn't know this, but like tobacco or like chewing tobacco has, it's kind of fucked up, but it has fiberglass in it.
Oh.
It's like mixed in with it, and what happens is it cuts when you put it in. It's supposed to like it doesn't hurt, but it's slowly, before you know it, it's cutting into your gums, and then that's how the nicotine gets into your bloodstream.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's not like when you do it, you're not like like you don't feel it, but
it's
just
like
slowly.
micro-tears.
Yeah, you barely know, and that's what's getting into your bloodstream.
Damn, that's fucking wild.
I know when someone told me, I was like, oh, what the fuck? I was like the shit that gets stuck in your finger, like from like like a flag, or like know, the poles, like the flags, like some of them made out of carbon fiber.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I yeah, the whole spitting thing is fucking gross to me. But going back to cutting weight. So what other ways do you do?
Putting a trash bag over myself just because
I tried
couldn't
that
afford a sauna suit, or I didn't want to reuse the team's sauna suit. That I thought that was disgusting, so I would use just like a plastic bag.
I had a sauna suit one time that I bought from Ross, and went on a run with it, and fucking oh my god, hold on, my bad.
You're good.
And I went on a run, and it was like fucking middle of June, so it was already hot. I don't know why the fuck I got a sauna suit. And I got back, and because I was sweaty, and it was like made out of like fucking rubber. I don't know what the fuck they're made out of. Yeah. And it's when I was trying to take it off, it was stuck to my back. And I don't know how I get like claustrophobic. I don't get claustrophobic like too bad, but like when I put it over my head and I'm trying to take it off, and I'm also like fucking hot and sweating, and I just came back from a run. And it's stuck on my back, and I freaked out, and I started just pulling it, and I fucking stretched it, and like it ripped.
Like Venom.
Yeah, and like I only used it one time, and I was like, well, that fucking sucks. But dude, I was like, dude, even if I'm like just like if I just leave the gym, I'm all sweaty, and I'm trying to take my shirt off, like when your back's wet and it sticks on there, I'll stretch the neck, like I freak out, because I'm like, or I'll just put my head back to it, and I'm like, okay, how am I gonna do this? Like, dude, I fucking hate that feeling.
Do you like being underwater?
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I get claustrophobic in like weird times. Like I know some people have it really bad where they can't even get into like maybe like a Ferrari, like a small car.
Right.
Like that doesn't bother me. But like if you put me, like if I was to like, I remember when I was little one time, my cousins that were older, they strapped me to a chair and taped me, and because my hands were so tight, I started freaking out. I was like, I can't breathe, and I couldn't get out the tape because it was duct tape. So like no matter how hard I tried, it was just stuck on me, and I was like, I felt my chest caving in, like so stuff like that gets me. But I mean, you could put me in the restroom and I'll be fine. Yeah. But like no, that shit freaks me out. Like my biggest fear too is like being in like one of those like moon bounce house things. Like the parties when they rent them. Yeah. And like.
Oh, when it's like deflates and you're stuck in the bottom.
Oh, get off me,
bro! I used to hate when like people would dogpile me. Like I don't know why that was a thing. Like with my cousins in a jump house, we used to like dogpile on each other. And being at the bottom, it gave me so much anxiety. And actually, like the reason why I asked like if you like being underwater, because I used to. Well, I'm still a little bit claustrophobic, but my claustrophobia now comes like from being underwater. And being in wrestling actually helped me manage a lot of that fear and anxiety of being claustrophobic.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny that you say that, because for me, I love the beach and stuff. I love the open water, but like for instance, like me and you sitting here, we're talking about the ocean, and like I think about it right now, and I'm not in the water, I'm nowhere near it, but I'm just like, that the ocean is fucking scary. Yeah. Like it's so big, like you can't really see below you. You can't, you don't know what's in there. Sometimes you go so far out, but then like there's so many, and I always think of these, and I'm like, I should be scared to go in the ocean. Yeah. But as soon as I get there, I get in the water, and like once I'm playing in the waves, like, dude, there's been times that we had boogie boards, and we were going out further and further, me and my dad. And you know how like when you're just like looking at the water and you're in the water, you look back and like 1 minute you were like right here where everyone was at, and the next thing you're like way down here. You're like, shit, where are we at? Yeah. So like you don't know, it moves you. And so one time we went boogie boarding, and we kept trying to go back further and further, but not realizing how far we were. Yeah. And I remember one time. I'm like probably like up to my neck in the water, and I'm still touching the ground, but I'm kind of like that hopping, trying to go further and further. But I have the boogie board, so I can use it to like kind of hold me up. Right. And at one point, I'm touching the ground, and at some point, I go to touch the ground, and there's no ground. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go and lay on the boogie board and look down, and you see I hit like the reef, like the part where it was just a cliff. Yeah. In the water, in the ocean. Yeah. It was just like sand, and then just black. Yeah. And I was like, and I started like, oh fuck. And like I got on, and I just started swimming back, and we went so fucking far out that like that got me. But it, like I said, like when I'm out there, I don't think about those things. Like I'm like, this is fucking dope. Like why? And I don't even think about like, oh, the ocean's big and scary. Like not at all. But when I'm here and I'm like dry and I'm just like sitting around, like the ocean's a fucking scary place. Yeah. Like when you think about it,
it can be for sure. Yeah. I only thought about Finding Nemo when you said that you got to like the cliff or whatever, but nah, bro. Like until you said that story, I've always wanted to like push the barrier to like, oh yeah, like I want to go see as far as I can possibly go, but I feel like if I was in the same predicament where I can no longer feel like any sand beneath me, and I feel like you said, like that little cliff, I'd probably feel the same way.
Dude, when I was in when we were younger, we used to go to Ensenada and Rosarito like a lot. Like every summer we'd go for like vacation. And I think we were in Rosarito, and I didn't know this, but like in the summertime, like maybe June, July is a big time for like jellyfish. It's like jellyfish season.
Oh yeah.
Like we went, and like they're all washed up on the shore, like bunches of them, like just the jelly. You see them, I'm like, oh fuck, that's crazy. And
play around with them, kick them.
Yeah, like you can. I didn't know, but you can grab the tops. Yeah, you just can't touch the tentacle or like the fucking finger, whatever the fuck they are. And so we were in the water, and we're boogie boarding, and we're coming in and like going out, coming in. One of the times I'm coming in, and it takes me like almost to the shore, and I just hop off real quick, and I look to my side, and I see a jellyfish like floating at the top. And I'm like, oh fuck, and like I see it, like you can see the waves like slowly pulling it towards me, and I'm trying to, and I'm like, oh, and I'm still probably about like maybe like waist deep, so like I can't really run fast, in the water, so I'm like, oh, and I'm trying to get out, and a wave comes and crashes, and it brings us together. and I get up, and it wrapped around my leg, and I just grab it and I fucking throw it, and dude, my leg was like, and I don't know, maybe some do electrocute you, but this was more of like a burning. It felt like someone held a fire to my to my shin. Yeah. And I was like, oh fuck, and like I had all this black like stuff all over my leg, like all these dots and shit. Yeah. And my leg was just burning, and I remember our hotel was like right up on this like hill, it was like walking distance from the beach. I ran up there and I was like, I got stung, and my dad's like, I'll pee on you. I'm like, no. And so my dad's like, stay still, I'll pee on you. I'm like, no. So I ran up to the room. And I'm probably like 9 or 10. I run to the room, and I get in the shower, and I get cold water, and I grabbed whoever was staying with us, I grabbed everyone's shampoo, body wash, fucking conditioner, and I just rubbed it all over, like trying to cool it off. It was fucking terrible, like, bro. And like probably that rest of that day, like at some point it finally just went away, like, but my leg was like red. Like a sunburn, but just from like my knee down to my ankle. Nah. And that pretty much ruined the trip for me, because then I was like, I don't want to get in the water no more.
Did it leave any scars after that?
No, surprisingly no. I mean, not that I know of.
How long did the little black things that you said were on there, like?
When I got in the shower, they came off.
Oh, cool.
But I think they're I don't know, what is it called? I forgot. I saw it on SpongeBob one time. But it's, SpongeBob's based off some real stuff, you know. But there was these. I think they're called sea urchins, or no? What are they called? Like leeches, but like in the ocean. Because there's an episode where he gets them on him. He's like, oh, and he takes his shirt off and he has them, and they're like sucking on him, and they're like he's like itchy, and so like maybe that's what I had too.
Okay.
A mix of that, because that's I think what the black stuff was.
Oh. Okay.
And no, once I showered, that came off, but the stinging feeling was still there.
That
fucking sucked.
Awful.
Yeah, dude, I fucking hated it. But no, let's go back to wrestling.
Yeah, we kind of deviated a little bit.
Yeah, I love that. We do whatever. No, so with your whole wrestling, like, what's your goal with it? Like, is it just a hobby you do, or is it like you're trying to become like a champion?
So
like, what is it?
I am a champion.
You are.
Sorry.
You are. My bad. Not becoming.
No, I'm kidding.
You're trying to maintain your status.
No. That's a good question, because initially when I started the journey, I was like, Olympic champion, this and that. And while, yes, I'm still going for, Olympics, because that's as high of a, what's it called? Like as high as you could, like as high of an accolade as you can achieve in the sport of wrestling. I'm just simply aiming for that, because I know that that's like the highest. But
it's like the Super Bowl for wrestling.
Yeah. However, for me, I'm simply testing myself. If that is my potential, like, great. If it isn't, oh well. I just want to, like Socrates once said, it'd be a shame to die and not have known the true beauty of your strength, or something along those lines, right? And and yeah, bro, like I just don't want to, pass my athletic prime and look back and think my best times were in high school. I don't want to be that guy that peaked in high school. Like, I just want to see how far I can possibly take it, because I love the sport of wrestling. If, say, my next competition, I could suffer a career-ending injury, bro, I gave it all I had. That's all I can say. Cool. However, my biggest, like, what I really, really want to do, I've always wanted to do, is to gain experience so that I can know the ways to make a world team, to elevate the profile of the sport, right, and bring it back home to San Luis, Arizona, because there's a lot of potential, but we don't really see beyond soccer and baseball, because that's basically the two main sports that we have. Other than that, you got to go either Yuma or further up north in Arizona to actually make it in the sport.
So like I always, like whenever so like you see, what is it, Somerton you said, or no, San Luis? So you see that as like its own place. You don't see it part of Yuma, huh?
Yeah, no, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
how people do that?
Absolutely. Because while it is something that it was kind of a culture shock when I moved here to Yuma, because the people, the mindset, the people are different. It's crazy, because it's only a 30-minute drive, but the culture is so different, because one, we're so close to the border that we mostly speak Spanish. Almost everybody speaks Spanish. You will go to a store and almost everybody will assume that you speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, I get it all the time.
Yeah,
and they get mad at me when they find out that I don't.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it.
Yeah, bro. And additionally, a lot of the vices bleed into San Luis. Like, one of the biggest things in Mexico is drinking at an early age. That seeps into well,
you guys are the closest ones to the border right there.
Yeah,
you're like Calexico and Mexicali. Like,
yeah,
you're fucking people just walk across from.
Yeah,
there.
A lot of my homies used to club like since freshman year, sneaking into clubs with fake IDs and whatever. And
a lot of my friends did. I never did that.
Yeah, same.
Never. Even now, like I've probably went, like at least that Mexico, probably went and like actually went to like a club or something, maybe like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
But like it's just, for me, it's just I can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm in a different place, and I hear all the stories, and I know, like I've talked about it before, but like I know, like it's just like Yuma, Yuma has its good spots and it has its bad spots, so you just gotta know where to go.
Right.
But like I don't know Spanish, so like my thing is, if I'm out and I hear a group talking, I can catch on, like in English, like they're kind of talking a little sketchy, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But when I go over there, I don't understand Spanish, so when they're all talking, like I'm just like, everyone's having a good time, and then my girl's like, hey, like we should probably go. Like they're talking about us. Like not a bad, like in a way, like, hey, like look who's here, like, you know, just weird, like real sketchy stuff. So I can't catch on to that,
right? So
because I don't like to put myself in that situation, even when I do go, like I rarely drink. I have a few drinks, but like I really need to be like sharp and like focused, because it's I don't know, unless I'm obviously, if I go with like my family, in a big crowd, then I'm fine. But like
they got your back.
Me and my girl go, like I'll just go get some food, take the dogs to the vet, and then come back. Like no.
Yeah, you know what? I find it very interesting because I used to work at a very recently. I worked at a physical therapy practice as a technician, and we would get a lot of travelers. And one of the most recent travelers, his name is Matt Kempfer. Shout out to Matt Kempfer. He was like, "Oh, dude, like it would be great if you could show us around, like me and my girlfriend Shayna, around Mexico." And I'm like, "Dude, I'll take you to San Luis. Like, I know all the spots," right? And everybody warned him, "Dude, San Luis, it's dangerous. Don't go there. Don't go there. Go to Algodones or something. But San Luis, stay away." I'm like, bro, like, I lived there.
Speaking of San Luis,
what's
up, Jerry?
He lived in San Luis?
No, but he's a beaner. He goes there a lot.
Man. No, but I lived in San Luis, Rio Colorado, Sonora, for a large part of my infancy and early adolescence. So I always see it like, bro, like,
it's because you grew up there, right?
Yeah. So I don't see it as dangerous. But even then, somebody who worked with me, one of my coworkers, lived still, like, to this day still lives in San Luis, and was warning him, "Don't go, it's dangerous." And it's like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't think it's dangerous. Every time that I go, like, I don't have fear in my heart like most people. And yeah, I get it. You know, there's a lot of turf wars that go on with cartels, and there's a lot of shootings that happen. And don't get me wrong, yes, people do get caught in the crossfire, unfortunately. But the way that I see it is, if tomorrow's my day, fuck it, so be it. I'm not gonna go out there with fear in my heart. You know, like
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's the same thing when like with in, what was it, in Colorado with that theater shooting?
Yeah,
like years back. But like,
Curly,
I know for a long time, the fucking Joker dude from the Batman movie. But I when that happened, I was really scared to go to movie theaters.
Oh, no way.
But then I was like, what am I doing? Like, am I just gonna live my life like this all the time?
Right.
Like, am I just not gonna enjoy life? And then like there was shootings at, you know, like fucking grocery stores and gas stations. It's like, so everywhere that people normally go on a daily basis, like I'm just not gonna go to these things. I'm like, bro, I can't live my life in fear. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna go, and it's fucked up. And I'm just gonna go. And if I get shut up at a Circle K, then I guess I get shut up. That's my time. I go. You know, that was my number. I got picked. But so, but it is a feeling that I can see a lot of people getting, especially like, you know, when you go to Mexico and everyone tells you like, oh, it's dangerous, you gotta be careful. But like you said, like, just go, have fun, you know, and if it does happen, like, hey, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It could happen here, it could happen there.
Right. And yeah, no, but you definitely have to watch out, like, who you talk to, or like, hell, man, like, I don't know, man, like, yeah, like, you just can't be living in fear. Like, just be yourself, have fun, do your thing.
Yeah, like, not so much living in fear, but at least just be smart. Like,
Absolutely.
know your surroundings.
Absolutely.
Understand where you are, and then, like, then you can have a good time.
Yeah.
But you don't have to just be like, I'm not gonna go all together.
Yeah, I almost got in a club altercation one time in San Luis.
Oh, I will never get into it. If anyone,
yeah, no. Luckily I didn't, because there's a certain way that men dress that you should not mess with them. If they're wearing like a fox hat with a really tight polo t-shirt,
it's always a tight one, though.
Yeah, and some like skinny jeans and some nice loafers, don't mess with that fool.
Loafers, really?
Yeah, because usually though, like, people who dress like that sometimes will dress like that for the aesthetic. However, oftentimes the people who do dress like that tend to be associated with some sort of cartel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know about the loafers. I
Yeah.
think like cowboy boots, maybe.
Yeah. So I went to a club once, and I was just doing my own thing, you know, having fun. Some girl comes up to me, she starts grinding on me, dancing, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, dancing. And we're in the VIP section too. And all of a sudden, some dude dressed exactly like that comes up to me, and he's like, hey, güey, ¿qué te traes a la verga? Que es mi jaina. It's his girlfriend. I'm like,
You know Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, she literally just came up on me, and he still kept on getting very aggressive with me. I'm like, looked at this fool. I'm like, dude, I could take this fool easily. Immediately, I feel like a bunch of like hands on my shoulder. They pull me back. I was in the same circle as one of my cousin's homies, Jose Valdez, and he was like, he said, "Hey, bro, you're Isaac's cousin, right?" I said, "Yeah." "Hey, I got your back. Don't worry, bro." And I felt supported. I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna murk this fool. And so we got back, face to face, and he's like, "Pues que tranza?" And I was like, I thought about it for a second. And I'm like, bro, first of all, why am I gonna get in a fight? Like, what's the point? Like, this is ridiculous.
But wait, so what did he say about your girl though? Like,
nah, like he was just basically saying like, it's my girlfriend. Like, what's up? Like, what you trying to do? And
like he was claiming her?
Yeah, like it was his girlfriend.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was his
Okay.
girlfriend. No, and here's the fucked up part. One, like he was still aggressive. Like, ¿Qué traes, pues? Like, what are we gonna do? Part of me wanted to punch him in the face, but the smarter part of me thought, nah, dude, like, let's cool it down. There's no point in fighting. So I told him, nah, bro, like, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I didn't know, like, I was just doing my own thing, minding my business. This girl comes up to me and she starts grinding on me. I did not know that she was your girlfriend. My bad. And he's like, yeah, bro, she tends to do that sometimes. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, dude? Like, I was probably gonna wake up in the newspaper, like, following morning, probably in the newspaper. Oh, we found a body in a hole, like, or something like
Bro,
that.
that
Like,
girl later that day probably got her head chopped off. Or something.
maybe
Dude, they
just
do
got-
some crazy shit
yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
I watch the videos.
yeah, man.
Probably shouldn't. I watch them. It's just interesting.
It's
that fucking
bro,
people-
it's crazy that there was a time where that was very prevalent. Like, I remember, bro, being like 9 years old, and my cousins would be like, "Oh, mira lo
Oh,
lo
the
que
cartel
sale."
videos?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, snuff videos, like people being beheaded, and it's like, what the like? It was so normal. Like, why was I watching that at such a young age, man?
That's so true. I think it might just be a Mexican thing too. That they,
Mhm.
like, I remember growing up and seeing like those, but also seeing like ghost videos and shit. Like,
Yeah.
they just try to scare you and stuff.
Yeah.
But even when I joined the army, like that was like a thing. Like all the team leaders would like gather the guys and like, you're gonna watch this video, and it'd be like ISIS videos,
Mhm.
like, and I don't know, like. I don't know if it was like initiation or what the fuck it was, but like they would just make us watch these videos, or they'd be like, "Hey, check this out," and it'd just be like someone just hacking at someone, or
Yeah.
fucking just like the craziest
Yeah.
shit, like someone getting their head chopped off and then like they're playing soccer with it. Dude, it was fucking crazy.
I've never seen anything that wild, but
Oh, bro, I've seen some shit. Like I've had like PTSD just from watching these videos.
no, yeah,
Like there,
yes.
there was this one guy that we had showed him a video. Dude, the guy started having like a panic attack.
Yeah.
Like he was watching it, and you just see like his eyes. He was just like, his eyes got big, and he was just like like breathing hard. And then we're like, "Dude, you okay?" And he was just like, and he started like having like a anxiety, like panic attack. We're like, "Dude, chill." And like the rest of the day, he was just like out of it. Like it just really fucked with him.
Yeah.
But like now I kind of saw it. Like I was like, we were infantry, so like that was like things that we should get used to if we were to get deployed. That's something that you may see this in real life.
So those things were like shown to you on purpose, so like to prepare you psychologically.
Well,
or?
they never said that, but that's what I assumed.
Oh,
You
okay,
know,
okay.
like if you can't take these videos, then you're gonna have a hard time over there. If we
encounter some
if,
shit.
yeah. So when I heard about that, whenever I saw him doing that, like then they were like, "Dude, this guy can't. Like, we're gonna have to put him in the office or something.
Yeah.
He's gonna do some paperwork or something. Like,
Dang.
he's gonna have to do something else. Like, he can't do what we need to do." And not that I was okay doing it. Like, it still fucked with me, but I just knew like that was the reality in life.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't all rainbows and sunshine for me. It was like, I know there's fucked up people in this world. Like, you don't have to go to Iraq, or you don't have to go to Mexico to see it. Like, it happens in our own
Everywhere.
backyard.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like
Yep.
look at this fucking school shooting that recently happened.
Exactly.
Like, that's so fucked up, dude. Like, like, it's, well, then going back, even the one in Buffalo, New York, where the guy shot all the people at the
and
the
like
older
live
people.
streamed it or whatever.
Yeah, I think he Twitch
Yeah.
streamed or something, and it was like all these older people, and then like that's fucked up. And dude, I watched that video. I know I shouldn't, and I know it's so
Yeah.
fucked up, but like, there's something about it. As I watch it, I'm like, how am I watching this? And I'm like, this is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts me to watch this. And how is this guy actually doing it?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on in this guy's head? And so seeing that was like fucking crazy. And then hearing about the whole like any school shooting with little kids is just so fucked up, man. Like it and it's weird because I don't have kids myself, but
Right.
it's just like I think it's just a humane thing. Like they're younger, they're defenseless. Like they're at school, like the one place where they should be safe and just have fun and make friends and learn things, and
Right.
that you gotta fucking worry about like someone coming in and shooting up the place. Like
Yeah.
it's just so fucked up. But
Bro,
like
that's,
I said,
that's what happens when people watch too much Star Wars. They think they're Anakin Skywalker.
Fucking No, that is true though. Fucking maybe we can blame all these video games and fucking
I'm
movies.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a direct correlation with like video games themselves. However, I have heard plenty of talk about like the live chat room or like being online, like that. A lot of kids tend to be recruited. And again, I don't know the validity of all of this because I'm not a video game player or anything like that. But this is just something that I heard on the Clock app that people tend to like spew these like supremacist ideas through like video game Call of Duty chat rooms type of thing, right?
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah.
And so, you know, you get a bunch of kids who are like saying a bunch of like stupid things that they're not supposed to say out of rage because they can't control their emotions.
Oh yeah, I've been on
And-
those chats.
yeah,
and
and
I've
so
heard
yeah,
stuff.
exactly, a lot of slurs. And so,
racist.
yeah, and so people like, if you're a predator who is seeking out certain traits, then you're like, this dude just said the N-word. Hey, bro, come here real quick. What do you think about, you know, and they start like, you know, older men with like some 9-year-olds and who are very impressionable.
What is it called? Like do they blackmail them? Is that what you're saying? Like they're like, hey, I have this recording of you saying the N-word.
No, not
Send
necessarily.
me a
like
fucking booty picture. You
Nah,
9-year-old kid.
No,
That's fucking
from my understanding, at least from what I consumed, is that they simply like prey on these kids like to instill their supremacist ideas so that they can
Oh.
do some messed up shit out in the world.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now again, I don't know the validity of this, but it is possible, and I don't think that it's too far fetched to think that it's actually real.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
We live in a fucked up world. Like so, yeah. And that's the thing too is like certain times I'll get into these like moments where I'm just like, man, this world is fucked up. Like anything can happen at any moment.
Yeah.
And here I am just like, today's a good day. You know, I'm going to go do a podcast. I'm going to, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go out and have some drinks with my boys.
Yeah.
Like, little do I know, like, anything could happen, like, quickly turn. Like, because they're just fucked up people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the thing is, like, you don't have to go to Mexico. Maybe you just go to the Crest and someone decides to shoot up Crest.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For no apparent reason. They're
Yep.
just fucking messed up in the head. Like, I don't know. There's so many people. Like, that's why, like, going to the whole going back to the Mexico thing, like, yeah, they have their bad things and they have their good places, and you can have fun and you got to be careful. But same thing here.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're new to the area, just be cautious. You know,
Yeah.
watch how you talk to people, watch how you act around them. Like, you never know who is around.
Yeah.
But
There's chaos and there's order.
yeah, it's just fucking crazy. I gotta take a piss.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna take a little quick break,
For sure.
then we'll get back to it.
Sounds good. Regresamos de nuevo con Manscaped. Aquí introducimos el Lawnmower 2.0. Tus bolas te lo van a agradecer. Y la morra, las nenas que te succionen los huevos, también.
Tell them use promo code SLOB20.
Ah, sí. Asegúrate de comprar tu Lawnmower 2.0 usando el código SLOB20.
That's awesome. I should do that. I should do like an English one and like a Mexican one.
Bro, you should. that'd be
I
dope.
fucking should have brought the paper, and I need to do them.
What paper? Oh, like to
The ad read, the
okay.
shit I have to say. Because like there's stuff I have to say, and then there's like extra stuff I can put in, like stories or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Times I cut my nuts.
Dude, no, actually that has happened. I remember the first time that I ever tried to, what's it called? First of all, is that recording?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
recorded.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I remember the first time that I ever used or tried to, mow the lawn down there. I used
You can bring the mic a little closer.
yeah, for sure. I used my sister's baby daddy's hair clippers. And I was going like really, really careful because, it's very soft and supple down there. And I ended up nicking myself in the gooch, and it was not pleasant. It bled a little bit, and it was awful.
Dude, I remember the first time I ever nicked my actual sack.
Yeah.
And it started bleeding. Dude, I thought like a nut was gonna slide out. Like I was really scared. That skin just feels so sensitive.
No, it is, bro.
And like I just remember like I cut it and I felt like a little snag and I was like and I'm still going though and I just start as I'm doing it I just see blood start like kind of coming out, not a lot, just like filling up and then going out, and I was like oh my god. So I got in the shower right away trying to clean it off and it just kept bleeding out. Dude, it was fucking scary though. But no, actually, I'm not because they sponsor me, but legit, like I use their stuff and I freely just I don't have to like be careful. Like I can just freely go over it.
That's awesome, dude. I'm gonna invest in some of those because
you should. I'm actually gonna do a giveaway soon.
Oh no way!
So I want to be on the lookout. Yeah.
Hey, bro.
They sent me some extra shit, and I'm like, let's do a giveaway.
That's dope.
I even asked them, and they were like, yeah, it's totally fine.
That's awesome.
So yeah, but
be on the lookout.
Oh man, what was I gonna say? Oh, so we're gonna go back to wrestling. We gotta go back to why you're here in the first place.
Yeah, for sure.
What is it about wrestling that you fell in love with though? Like, I mean, I like it because it looks cool and it looks fucking tough and it looks like only men do that shit. But like I don't know, what's about it?
Yeah. So first, remember I told you about having that free reign, being able to just roll around or whatever. In retrospect, looking back now, I realized that my first instinct to my school bully to get him in a headlock, maybe it pertained to the fact that there was a calling for me to be in some sort of grappling sport. And I actually do feel like wrestling doesn't come natural to me.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't at all. It's between the 3 sports that I've ever done, that's probably the one that I struggle with the most, but I love it the most. I love learning.
Do you like the challenge?
I love the challenge.
And then learning something new.
Yeah, and I just feel like I have more free reign as far as like creativity. There's so much more that I can do, whereas in karate and boxing, like there's a punch, you can get creative, but you're limited to just here. With karate, you can get a little bit more creative and stuff like that, but there's parameters and rules within, for you to be able, you can't be too aggressive. With wrestling, however, it's kind of like the best of both worlds. I feel I can be creative. I can use my entire body in ways that no normal human being is going to fucking use. And at the same time, I can be aggressive, impose my will. But at the same time, it's not as painful as boxing. I'm not going to get punched in the face. I hated that. That was like what I hated the most about boxing, getting punched in the face.
The one thing that you do.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the one thing that you do. I remember sparring would come off the ring and my head would be throbbing. Ugh,
yeah,
awful.
I can imagine.
But back to my point, I could be aggressive. The point of wrestling is to use your aggression and subdue your opponent with the least pain possible.
Oh, okay.
That's how I see it.
Oh. And I've seen you do you've done like tournaments or something at the beach?
Yes.
In the sand?
Yes.
That looks dope. But it also looks like it fucking hurts though.
It's so much fun. I love beach wrestling, bro. The first time that I competed last year at beach wrestling, it had me fall in love with the sport in a completely different way, because beach wrestling, first and foremost, it is short, sweet, and to the point. Oftentimes, I see that one of the biggest turnoffs for wrestling is that it's very complicated. If you walk in as a non-wrestling fan or you have no preconception of what wrestling is, you're going to be like, dude, what is going on? Like, it looks cool, but what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
With beach wrestling, it's easy for you to be strolling in the beach, be like, oh, what's going on over there? You go, peek your head over, and then you see guys just launching each other, right? Pushing each other out of the circle. Okay, he just won 3 points. He wins. Put him straight to his back. Okay, he won. Cool. Like, it's easy to grasp. It's very short and to the point. It's 1 3-minute period as opposed to 2 3-minute periods in international rules, or 3 2-minute periods.
So it's one
domestically.
round?
Yeah, it's just 1 round.
For 3 minutes?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the first person to 3 points wins.
Oh, okay. And it's just wrestling?
It's just wrestling. Yeah.
Oh shit. And do you have like is there like tape or like something? Like is there like a set
noodles.
area?
Yeah. It here at least it's held up. The ring is held up by pool noodles.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's smart. Yeah. And what was I gonna say? But like when you're rolling around though, like the fucking sand doesn't hurt.
So you don't actually roll around. The point system in beach wrestling, the international rules at least, is knees touching the sand is 1 point. Your butt touching the sand
Oh,
is
so
1
You
point.
have to be you have to be standing the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
If your back touches the sand, that's automatically 3 points and you lose. Oh, and also stepping outside of the ring, that's 1 point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't sound easy, but it seems pretty like
It's
you
simple.
just got to get someone on the ground and then you win
Yes.
automatically.
Yes,
Or,
it's very
you know,
simple.
Let
And-
someone go down to a knee or something.
Yeah, and you say, it sounds easy, but actually, like, it's the easiest style to learn. If you've never wrestled before and you would like to get into wrestling, beach wrestling is the way to get good, bro. Like, honestly, it's not as competitive as the US Open, because I've competed at the US Open and it's brutal. It is brutal. Beach wrestling, on the other hand, it's more about they focus more on having fun, at least here domestically. And I feel like that's one of the biggest issues that I had this year at the beach wrestling tournament. The fact that they try to cater more to a wider audience, so they deviated from the international rules. So this whole past year, I was preparing for international rules, making guys touch the knees to the sand. And then they switched it up last minute. They're like, all right, so now today we're gonna go away from international rules, and you're gonna be able to knees on sand. We're only going to call it if you guys are stuck there. Not call points, but just like bring you back to your feet. And I'm like, bro, like that defeats the whole purpose. Now I have to switch my game up. And it didn't change it dramatically, but enough for me to, okay, now I
So
know.
like the day of, they told you that?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
It sucked.
That's always like that's fucking. I think that it sucks whenever like they switch it up on you, like especially they have like, because I can imagine like not only did you practice and like prepare for that, but also like mentally
Yeah.
you're like, all right, cool, like I got this. All I gotta do is get him on his knee, get a
Yeah.
point, maybe throw him on his back, then I win automatically. And then you go and they're like, we're not gonna do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like you actually gotta wrestle. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Like it kind of, I didn't see it so much of a hindrance. The only thing is that it's kind of annoying, because if you're trying to make a world team, or you make a world team and then you go out to international, and it's like, bro, in America, I was going knees all day, touching knees all day on the sand. And here I'm getting docked points for it. Like, bro, have some consistency.
Yeah.
If you want to bring the sport to the Olympics in 2028, have some consistency.
So is that a plan that they want to do?
Yes.
Beach wrestling?
Yes, for
That would be
2028.
Fucking dope.
Yeah.
What beaches do you compete at?
I've competed in Jacksonville, Florida, and I've
Oh.
also competed at North Carolina.
So not like
Beach.
Mission or like Venice, like
So-
none of that?
Yeah, so USA Wrestling, I believe, partnered up with Rudis, which is a wrestling brand, and they're doing what's known as the Tour of America. And they started off with the Beach Nationals, which I don't know why they started with the biggest tournament of all domestically. And then they're, going across all the way, ending in California, if I'm not mistaken. And I was invited to go and compete there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to go compete in Southern California. I don't know exactly where it's at, but
Oh, okay.
I just know it's Southern California.
Is that the one that you were trying to raise money for?
No,
no, that was
the two tournaments that I went to were the ones that I was raising money for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, because I remember you were doing all that, and so then, so to be on the like Olympic, like the U.S. team,
Mm-hmm.
do you have to go through high school, college, and then make it, or can you just like be like how you are, like you wrestled in high school, but then obviously you didn't go to college and wrestle, right?
No.
Yeah, so you didn't do collegiate wrestling. So like, can you just do like pick up wrestling and then you get so good that eventually you just go try for the U.S. team? Like, how does that work?
So now that would be ideal, but
Yeah, obviously.
it's very difficult. The journey that I'm embarking it's not ideal, because, well, ideal for me, yes, but not ideal for the average person who's trying to actually, like they have it in their heart that they're going to make an Olympic team. Why? Because colleges have the resources, the money to be able to send them out to elite level competition year round. They're able to have a legit, training system, legit coaches and everything. And I'm blessed enough that I found a legit coach who has a legit training system. And, not a lot of people have that, especially if they're trying to get it, from the mud, basically, never went to college and are doing it the way that I'm doing. Because I'm not the only person who's doing it like that, but there's not much success that I see from the people who are doing it like me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So unless you came from a good D1 school or you have great sponsors, you got it. You almost, it's almost easier, I guess you could say, but obviously, it's never easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I always wondered about that. Like, I didn't know like the journey to get to the U.S. team. Because obviously, like you said, that's like the highest you can go.
Yep.
Like, there's nothing after that, and that's what kind of sucks is like for like baseball and like in football and soccer, like you can go high school, you can go college, and then you make it on like a Major League Baseball team or like the NFL. Like that's the goal.
Right.
And then even now, like baseball is in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So that's another goal.
Wait, what's in the Olympics?
Baseball.
Baseball?
Yeah.
No way. I did not know that.
I want to say they just did it the last Olympics because in Japan or Korea? Where did they have it?
Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
Japan 2020.
Yeah, and so they had the baseball and I think softball as well.
Dang, I did not.
I don't know if
that.
softball's been on there. I know baseball was a new one though. But yeah, so I know like there's levels for that, but for wrestling it's kind of just like high school, collegiate, and then Olympics.
Yeah.
But there's no like
official league.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy because then like I don't know if it like sets, but I feel like that turns a lot of people into like 1%ers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very there's not like a lot of options. There's just that one thing, the Olympics. So you know that if someone is on the U.S. Olympic team, they are like the fucking best of the best in the country.
Yes.
And then if you win, then you're the best in the fucking world.
Yeah.
But like what's the I don't know if he's an Olympic wrestler, but I follow him on Instagram. He wrestled in at Minnesota.
Gable Steveson?
Yeah, dude.
That dude is awesome. Yeah.
Dude, and that's the thing is like I'm into combative sports, like mainly UFC.
Yeah.
I watch a little boxing here, but UFC I never really got into. I mean UFC, wrestling I never really got into. Like whenever it come around the Olympics, just that last one, I actually watched them.
Oh,
like
no
me
way.
and my dad watched them, and it was
so
like
you watched
fun.
his finals match?
Yeah,
dude.
And
heart stopper.
Oh, everyone does it. It's all good. And dude, and so I watched that, and the guy just seems so cool, and like, and then so I followed him on Instagram, and then just following his story afterwards, like now you become big, and like he was hanging out with Drake, and like someone like some rapper or someone gifted him like a big ass like gold chain, and he wears it all the time. Like, and he's such a down to earth guy. He's fucking fun.
For sure.
And yeah, was it Gable?
Gable Steveson?
Dude, yeah, and he's a good looking dude.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's fucking big. Like, how much do you think he weighs?
Bro, 200 plus pounds. I don't know his exact weight.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah.
Dude, and then like that's the thing that fascinates me about wrestling is wrestling. I feel came from like football, baseball, basketball. Those all started like in the 18. I don't know. I need a fact checker with me, but like like in more recent time. But wrestling's one of those things that was back in like the Roman times.
Yep.
Like before anyone was ever born, before any any buildings were made, like these motherfuckers were wrestling. Like I don't know if they did it naked. I don't know how the fuck they do it.
Yeah, no, they did actually.
Yeah, naked on. Yeah, and so, but like it fascinates me that now it's still a thing, and it's like it's originated from like those olden times.
Yeah,
and it's like and dude, I give props to anyone that's a wrestler, any combative sport, because that is so fucking scary.
Yeah,
like. Wrestling, someone's trying to tweak your arm, someone's trying to choke you out, someone's trying to, pick you up and take you down. Like, dude, like you guys are just now in like what is it? Like nowadays, like gladiators. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys just go into a coliseum, the mat, and you just like fucking go at it with each other. Yeah, and all you're doing is trying to see who's the strongest and who's the most, who has the more, what is it called? Like
technically savvy.
Yeah. Someone that really knows what they're doing, because that's the thing too. Is like I learned when I did a few classes was, it doesn't matter if you weigh more than the other guy. It's all about technique.
Yeah.
A small, short guy could take on a 6 foot, 200 something. Yeah. Like because when I first started, I was really trying to muscle a lot of people, and I was gassing myself out.
Yeah.
Like I was like trying to like choke someone out, and I was doing it wrong. So
Yeah.
I was just like squeezing I was like flexing my arm. I know. I was flexing my arm too much, and by the end I couldn't lift my arm because it was as if I was lifting weights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My arms are just fucking exhausted, and they're like, bro, they told me, they're like, if you know what you're doing, you won't feel that at all.
Yeah.
They're like, if you can do technique, none of that will happen to you. Your arms won't get tired, nothing. But like, and that's the thing too, is they've always explained like wrestling, maybe jiu-jitsu too, but like as like a chess match.
Yeah.
There's always, and that's what kind of blew my mind too, was that they would tell me, there's a way that someone can get you into a position, and there's also a way you can get out.
Yep.
So I'm like, wait, so you're saying that for every attack there's a counter attack, like no matter what? And they're like, yeah, but they're like, doesn't mean everyone can do it though.
Yep.
It's all about, and that's why they said it's not about being the strongest or the biggest. It's about being like, you have to be smart, and you have to, and that's when and it kind of worked out in the Army, because it was like at a time when you're being smothered, your face is getting pushed to the ground, or your arms behind your back, or you're getting choked out. Like those are the times when you need to slow down, gather your thoughts, and be like, okay, like he's choking me out, okay, but where's his hand out? How can I slip out?
Yeah.
And that fascinated me, like that you could be in such a high intensity like training like moment or like a actual match, and you just kind of, you're like, okay, relax, and then you just start seeing like, all right, well, like I'm gonna grab his arm, and it's like a fucking puzzle piece. You grab his arm and you're like it like, and they would say like, don't pull his arm out, instead push it down, push it out the way, or use his momentum. If he's pushing you down, then like let yourself fall in and let him go in with you, and then fucking get around. Like there's so many ways, and it's like, dude, and that's why I love watching UFC. I love watching like wrestlers, like grapplers and stuff,
Combat sports,
because that's more like, I feel, I don't know, I could be wrong, I'm not in that position, but I feel like mentally that's like smarter people are good with that stuff, because anyone can strike. You got to be quick with it, but that comes in training. But being in those positions, and I feel like sometimes you get put in positions where you're like, oh, I've never been here before. But it's fascinating to see how people get out of it. Like when I see people get like in like a arm bar or something, I'm like, oh, he's fucking God, he's about to fucking tap
some way, somehow,
and like they do like an alligator roll, or like you know what I'm saying, they just know what to do, and like at a time when like their fucking arms getting stretched out, like it blows my mind.
Yeah, man. It, to your point, man, it's because I'm processing everything.
I gave a lot. I gave a lot at once. So it excites me.
So first, I want to backtrack it to like the Olympics. How you were saying, that the sport was, it originated in the Roman times, and yeah, dude, like that's what. It all ties into beach wrestling, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. So, first and foremost, the sport, even though it was freaking like one of the premier sports of the Olympics, of the ancient Olympics, they try to remove it.
I was just gonna say, wasn't there a time when they were thinking about getting rid of it?
Yes, because it wasn't as popular, and which sucked, dude. Like I remember being in high school and seeing a Jordan Burroughs poster. Right now, Jordan Burroughs, if you don't know the name, he's one of the top wrestlers. Right now, he is tied as the American with the most world and Olympic medals, 6, tying at 6 with John Smith. And Jordan Burroughs, still active. I remember seeing that. I was like, dude, I want to be in the Olympics one day. In high school, right? And I just thought it would be a cool idea. And then the fact that, like, save Olympic Wrestling 2020 was a big thing. Yeah, I was like, bro, that sucks, dude. Like now I've missed out on my dream. And the fact that they reinstated, they reinstated wrestling into the Olympics, or they never took it out. Sorry, is amazing in and of itself. And the fact that they're trying to add beach wrestling is even more amazing.
That's safe. Yeah, you're safe. You're like, okay, cool. Like wrestling,
there's avenues.
Yeah, wrestling's back in. Okay, cool. And now they're trying to add beach wrestling. Yeah. Okay, cool. So like we're good. Like there's not like it could possibly get taken away again.
Right. And beach wrestling too, like it's really cool because my first year going there, a lot of people who were first timers said, dude, it feels like I'm in the ancient times wrestling. Like it genuinely feels like you are back to how wrestling is supposed to be. It's short, simple, to the point, and it's aggressive, it's brutal, and I don't know, dude, like it's amazing. And something that I learned in this last tournament, like you said, it's a lot of momentum, knowing how to administer the energy. I went in with the firm belief in my heart that I was going to come back to Yuma, Arizona with a national title. I firmly believed it. And I remember being again in the quarterfinals for the second year in a row in the quarterfinals match, and I was up by 1 point, 2-1 against my opponent. And in my mind, I was thinking like, dude, I got to bring milk back home to my family, because I genuinely believe like once I win this national championship, a lot of opportunities are going to be flowing in. Now I'm going to dig myself out of this hole that I'm in, and, fuck it. Now I got money to get some diapers for my baby. And
there you go.
Yeah. And so I had that in my mind, but I feel like that kind of distracted me. So I was like, I got to finish this match right now. I got one more point, and if I score one more point, I'm going to win. Right now, I'm going to advance to semifinals. Then I'm automatically, an All-American if I make it to the semifinals. And I pushed too hard. I learned that there's such thing as too much aggression. And so I pushed this dude, right? I tried to force him out of the ring, and this dude used my momentum against me.
And pulled you.
Yeah. Got his 1 point, and then I didn't know how much time was left because there are no scoreboards that are visible to the public. So in my mind, I was like, bro, there's probably less than 30 seconds. Like, now we're tied. He's winning by criteria because he scored the last point. So now I have to win. Like, I have to win. I can't lose. And so again, I didn't learn my lesson. I tried to force him out of bounds. And again, he uses my momentum against me. And
Dang.
Whatever. It was a lot of emotions at once. At first, on one side, I was like, fuck, broken, devastated. I wanted to cry. But at the same time, I was like, nah, bro, this is life, I had to lose. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Dust it off, shake his hand, clap for him. All right, man. Get ready for the next one.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But no, and I think whenever people start thinking about, like you said, you had that moment where you were like, I got to provide for my family and all this stuff. Like, that's when it raises the stakes on so much more. Like, it means so much more. Like, there's people that just want to be a champion, you know? But when you have, like, maybe you have a family, you need, like, that winning this can open more opportunities.
For sure.
And, financially it could help out and stuff. So, like, when you have that on you, like, it's so much pressure, but it's also, like, the thing that's pushing you to be the best at what you do. And I think that's always interesting. That's why they do, like, the UFC, like, before every fight, they do, like, the backstory.
Yeah.
Because it makes everyone, someone you may not like, you find out who the person is. You find out they came from poverty,
Yeah. The UFC Embedded, I love watching those.
Oh, dude, those are so good.
Those.
It's almost like American Idol. Like, when they pick only the people that have, like, the saddest stories.
Yeah.
So you really feel for them.
Right.
So, like, no, but, for you have your own story. You have your own embedded thing that where why you're there. You want to be the best, but you also know that, and that's the cool thing is you're not doing, like, I know that I've heard of some UFC fighters that are like, I fucking hate doing this, but it's something I'm good at and I make money, so fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Like, I've heard that a lot of times, and it sucks. But it does help that you love the sport, you love what you do, and also it could provide better opportunities and financially and all that stuff. It can bring so much stuff to you. But and I think whenever you put that in your head on top of wanting to be the best, you're like, I also gotta, by doing this, it's gonna do a lot for me.
Yeah.
That also, like, motivates and pushes you more, because you're not only letting yourself down, you're letting people that support you, your family. Like, there's so much more that weighs on you, and it could be good or bad. It could really fuck up your game. You're overthinking things, and you're like, oh man, like, what if I lose? Like, if I lose, I'm not gonna get money. All this stuff, and that could fuck with you.
You can't let that get to you, man. You have to be. I learned that I have to be mindful. Just be in the moment. Allow myself to flow. That's what I've been missing. That flow. And Luis Nunez, my coach, bro, he's teaching me a lot.
That name sounds so familiar. I think I know who that is.
Yeah, he was a state champion at Cibola. Went to GCU.
Okay, because my younger brother used to wrestle, and he had a tournament out at San Pasqual.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, but that's the thing too with wrestling. It's not like school versus school. It's usually like a tournament. That's how they usually do them, right?
Yes.
Like it's not like football where it's just like this high school versus this high school. At like for wrestling in high school, it was like every time we went to a match, it was like a tournament where it was like all these schools.
Yeah. So we do duels where it's like 2 to 3 different schools, and then you like face off against them. You know, because you can't just. Well, you can go to a single duel match where you just like face up one school
Versus school.
But at the same time, it's kind of like a waste of money and resources. So you kind of try to pack up the gym a little bit, you know, bring in an additional school, you know, wrestle more than one person. So that's
yeah, so he had one of those over there, and I'm pretty sure I seen him, and then I think he's messaged me a few times. He's a really cool guy.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He'll
really
message me and just be like, dude, like this is cool, like. Love the podcast or whatever.
That's dope.
And and actually one time he was like, bro, like we should hang out sometime. Like I'm like, yeah, like I love people because I've always had this thing where like when I see people or I maybe hang out with them one time, I'm always like, man, that guy is cool. Like I want to be his friend. Like I want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like he gave me that feeling. Like he was like, bro, like randomly he was just like, bro, like we should hang out sometime, like get a drink or something. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool because I know where he's coming from. Like he probably thinks, you know, I'm like a cool guy or something. So he's like, yeah, that you'd be cool to hang out with. And like, I love that because I have that with other people where I'm like, I just want to hang out with that person. I just want to be their friend, you know?
Yeah.
I just want to be around them all the time. Like, they just seem like cool people. But no, yeah. So that when you said that, I was like, wait, I think I know who that guy is. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
You could be wrong. Yeah, no.
Is he always wearing like a beanie?
Nah.
He's a shaved head?
And
a big beard?
I don't know. Yeah, he has a big beard.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, he's a really down-to-earth person. I love being around him, and I feel like being around him has, you know, he's a very structured and goal-oriented person. And as they say, you know, you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. And so being around that has rubbed off on me.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And, you know, impacted me positively in so many ways. And yeah, back to what I was saying, he's teaching me a lot about flow and mindfulness and being fully present in the moment because I can't fuck myself up over, you know, thoughts and pressures because that's out of my control, you know. If it's meant for me, it'll make its way to me. If it's meant for me, it will never pass me by. And that's what I tell myself all the time, you know, like in order to keep myself sane, I'm aligning myself to my goals and my ambitions, but I am open and receptive to the fact that things may not go the way that I want them to, because I firmly believe that the universe or God is going to have a better plan for me. You know, it may be better, maybe not better, but you know, like whatever it is, you know, I'm open to it, whatever comes my way.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to have an open mind. Because I don't know, maybe I feel like then, you know, you're not let down as much. You know what I'm saying? You already go into something knowing like this could be something that is the best for me, or this could be like I could fuck up and it's not gonna be how I want it to be. And then,
but you find different ways, and yeah, just you just have to be open minded and not be so fixated on one way or one result. Because once you associate yourself with the results, then you kind of lost yourself a little bit, you know, because Mike Tyson even says, you know, like there's a video where he's looking back at his championship. He's like, bro, this is garbage. You know, at the time I used to think that it was everything, but now looking back, like it's garbage. You know what really matters? Your family, love, you know, being around people who support you. And it's like, damn, bro, like it's true, you know, and I have to remind myself that I am abundant, because in times where I'm like, I may not be as financially successful perhaps, or, you know, I may be a little bit in the hole, I have to remind myself like, nah, bro, like actually selling art has helped me see that I am abundant, truly. Selling my portraits, the fact I was so fearful about putting myself out there for the first time, you know, like,
oh, I
hey,
saw
guys,
you were doing that.
Yeah, like, hey guys, like, yeah, that's how I raised money, you know. I was like, hey, you know, like,
that's the fucking hustle though, dude.
Yeah, no, it really is.
That's what I love about like you doing that, is like there's people that are like, well, I can't find a job or whatever, but then there's people that, like I've always said, you can either look for opportunities or you can create an opportunity.
Yes, yeah.
And because I've always thought about that, like with comedy, like me wanting to do stand up, I was always like, well, we live in Yuma, like there's no comedy clubs. I got to go to San Diego, I go to Phoenix to actually get on stage.
Right.
And I was like, or I can just like make, go fucking find, like I've been thinking about taking a mic and a fucking speaker out to the park and just doing stand up in the park. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I'm like, I have to, if there's not an opportunity, I have to create an opportunity for myself. And so it's cool that like you realize like, oh, I'm pretty good at doing portraits, so it's like I can make money off this,
Right.
I'll draw you a nice portrait, give me some money, and it's like that's dope.
Yeah.
You're not out there like, oh, give me some money, like, I need it. You're like, no, like I'm providing a service,
Exactly.
and someone can pay me for it.
Exactly.
And that's fucking dope because so many people are just like they just want handouts.
Yeah, no, exactly. And a part of me did want to be like, hey guys, but I figured like, nah, bro, like, right now people are gonna see me as a nobody. Like, why do I want to support him, right? A lot of the time, and that's why I figured that having a national title was going to bring me opportunities, because then people will associate me with the accolade. But then I have to remind myself, like, it's not on me, like everything that I am, like it's in me, like I'm a champion, I'm a warrior, I'm this and that. It's in me, not on me. Like it's this, freaking this championship, whatever. Once I attain it, it's not going to be me. Like that's not me. Like it's just something that I achieved, something that, it's something to show for my effort, basically.
Yeah,
that's basically all it is gonna be once I'm dead.
At some point, I mean, I don't know. Like I always wonder, like at what point do you? I don't think you ever feel like you've reached your limit of what you want to. Like I'm scared that I'm gonna get what I want, and then there's no ceiling for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna get what I want, and I'm like, all right, this is cool, but I want something new.
Yeah.
I want something new. Like at what point do you think you can hang your hat up and just be like, I've done everything I wanted to do? Like you either maybe not quit wrestling, maybe become a coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like at what point do you transfer from being a competitor to creating competitors, I guess you could say?
That's a good question. Right now, I'm in the.
And I know you're still very young,
Yeah.
and you're also very young into your whole wrestling career and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, like, just future talk.
Yeah, no. Right now, I'm in the. I have the great opportunity to be able to do both. Balancing both, however, it's not as easy. Right now, I am teaching the youth class out in the live training systems where I'm training at. But I'm still rolling around with the high school kids. I don't know, you just gotta prioritize, learn how to structure your days and whatnot. But to your question, I don't know when enough is enough. I don't know when that's gonna be.
Yeah.
I am right now. I'm in a spot in which I'm like planting seeds in different places to just grow in different avenues.
That's good.
And kind of shooting my shot in different places to see which ones are fruitful, which ones are not, and then see, perhaps I'm gonna take a completely different course. Maybe right now I am fixated on I want to unlock my potential as an athlete, but then maybe one of these fruitful avenues is gonna show me a different side and make me consider a different option. Who knows? I don't know when enough is enough, but I guess life will show me.
Yeah. Damn, man. I just have one last question for you that I just thought of. What do you think? There's something that you should be doing that can better your wrestling career or your future that you should be doing it, but you haven't done it or you're not doing it. I'll give you an example. Like for me, I want to do stand-up comedy. Like I want to be a comedian, and I know, and obviously I do little sets here and there whenever we have little shows. Mm-hmm. But I know if I really want it, I should fucking be hungry, and I should, like I said, go do the thing in the park, or I should, save up money and go to Phoenix and try to get some shows out there, spend a weekend and try to do some open mics. Like I know I should be doing those things, and I make excuses for myself, and I'm like, but I don't have money or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously that can be a real factor, but I just know there's things I can be doing that I'm not, and that fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah.
and I can't complain to anyone. It's just for me. It's like I know I should be doing these things, and I know if I really want it, because I hear all these other comedians talk like, oh, I was grinding, I was doing this, and I was working at Circle K, and then as soon as I get off work, I'd go do stand up, and I do like 3 shows a night just to get on stage, and I'm like, I want that, I need to do that, but I'm not, and then I'm like, do I really want this then?
Yeah.
So for you, is there? Or do you think you're doing everything possibly you can be doing?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and thank you for asking that. Because, this
and it's
loss,
a tough one, right?
No, yeah, because this loss, bro, like it really showed me like I only kind of want it at that point, you know. Having lost made me realize, bro, I don't want it bad enough. So it really lit this fire inside of me. Now I'm like, bro, like I have to put in my effort, like put my heart and soul into it, and not be a victim of my circumstances, because it's so easy to be caught up with all these external things that are going on, and oh, woe is me, look at what's happening to me. But,
I do that a lot, and and then I'll snap and I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing?
Exactly.
No one cares about me. No one sees the struggle. No one sees the internal feelings I'm feeling because I didn't do good at a show, or I didn't go to a show. Like I'm over here just crying to myself, like, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
And it's very bad, but it's like I'm very strong on myself. Yeah. And I'm very hard on myself, and I know I shouldn't be, but that's what drives me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just be like, dude, like, to myself, or maybe even out loud, sometimes I'll be like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Stop being a pussy. Stop crying. Like, what do you, oh, poor me. Like, dude, you think you're the only fucking one going through this?
Right.
Stop being a bitch. And,
exactly.
Like, I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker, but these are things I just tell myself, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, just shut up and do what you want to do, and stop making excuses. Yeah. But
so me personally, like I don't talk to myself as harshly because I'm dude,
I'll call myself a pussy. You ain't shit. You got a small dick. The girls, like, y'all gonna find out. I really try to downgrade. I try to degrade myself.
I don't, because what you say to yourself is very important. If you say kind words to yourself, you have to be compassionate and empathetic with yourself, but at the same time, be firm and hold yourself accountable. Be like, bro, like,
it's holding myself accountable.
Yeah, like, bro, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, are you really doing everything that you can? No. What needs to change, right? And so right now I'm in the process of embodying everything that I need to embody in order to achieve the goals that I want to achieve. I am being more structured. I am being more communicative. I don't know if I said that correctly, but
it sounds right.
Yeah, I am being more creative and resourceful. I'm being more resourceful. That's one thing that I am being. But to answer your question, one thing that I can be doing that I'm not doing is creating more content, because I have amassed, as of right now, between my 2 TikTok accounts. One is just like, I'm just having fun with it, and then the other one is my wrestling account. That's the one that I feel is going to be like the money magnet.
Okay. And
between those 2 accounts, I've amassed like 73,000 followers, and with my wrestling account, it sounds like a lot, but in TikTok, like, it's not a lot, because a lot of people have like a fuck ton of accounts.
There's a lot of people that have a million, but it doesn't translate to Instagram. They could have a million on TikTok, or like 5 million. They'll probably have like maybe 71.k on Instagram.
Exactly. Regardless, it's amazing that I have so many people,
it's still like, fucking crazy,
following me. That's awesome. I could have never imagined. Well, I could have imagined it. I knew that was bound to happen whenever I started creating content, but I didn't know that it was going to happen as fast as it did. And I remember, I had that goal of like 10,000 followers on my wrestling account. Like, I'm going to reach 10,000 followers, be on the creator fund, and things are going to change for me. I got the 10,000 followers. It wasn't what I expected. And I kind of got demotivated and a little bit kind of like, now what? Now I've been jotting down a lot of ideas on what I can do, and I've also been reevaluating what I really want to do, because some of the content that I have made, I wasn't as passionate about it, but I feel like the two main ones that got the most attention were the ones where I like actually poured in my creativity and my love for the sport, and it was reciprocated. Yeah, it was very well received by the non-wrestling fans. Then that's my target audience, and I have to remind myself, like, I aim to expand the sport, so don't limit yourself to just catering to the wrestling fans. Like, widen up the horizons, because that's what I aim to do, and that's basically what I should do. So creating more content and creating content, I should say, that is true to me, my values, and what I aim to do for the sport.
Yeah, no, that's fucking dope. Actually, it's funny you say that. There's some guy I follow I know he's doing MMA, like that's his whole goal and stuff. And he always makes these videos, and he adds the drama side to it, where he's like crying and he's like, I'm on my way to practice, but like I only have enough money to like train. I only have enough to like give my kid, get my kid diapers and some food. Like I'm not gonna eat tonight. Yeah, like it's so sad. But like I've been following him for a while. And he's
what's his name?
I don't know. He's this white guy.
Oh, that narrows it down.
I know, huh? Fuck, I can't remember. But and he's always and I've been following for a while, so now he's starting to get a little bit more acknowledgement, and like he's having like bigger fights, and I guess his goal is to go to the UFC. And but like you hear about his story and stuff, and like and I like wrestling and I like UFC and stuff, but I can see how a person that doesn't like any of that stuff still fell in love, or like is still interested in like this guy's story. They want to follow it. They're like, oh, like like you struggle through something, but yet you're still doing what you love. Yeah. But you know that if you keep working hard at that, this is all gonna pay off for that. And so I think like you said, like you the two that you got, you said, was it two of them that you got like a real good viewing of them? Yeah. Your TikToks? Yeah. And yeah, it probably was a lot of them probably weren't even wrestling fans, but they fell in love with the story behind it, or like they saw, like you said, they saw all the effort you put into it. I mean, maybe not so effort, but like they like something about that video. They maybe put themselves in that video, but they were like, but maybe not wrestling, maybe some other shit they're going through. Right. And so you can easily do that.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like those two videos, I genuinely felt like those were like the two that I like poured my heart and soul into it. Now there are plenty of other videos where I did do the same thing, but others where I'm just like, I gotta create.
Just put it together.
Yeah,
and put it out.
Yeah, because like I kind of followed that idea of like, oh, you gotta be posting X amount of times throughout the day. Bullshit, bro. Like, just do what works for you. Post the way that works for you, not to play into some algorithm. And so when I poured my heart into these videos, my creativity, my love, and my passion, like people felt that. Like freaking Bad Bunny says that that he's not the greatest artist because he makes the best art. It's because people feel him, it resonates with people. And because I'm a firm believer as an artist that if you do things with love, you will attract love to your craft.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, man. Well, we got to end with that thing, because that's. I was trying to. I was like, we got to find a good spot to end this. Yeah. But no, that's good, man. Once again, guys, Carlos Monteon.
Carlos Monteon Jr.
Junior. Sorry, I forgot that.
No, it's all good. I just like I just like to say the whole thing just because.
It's your name.
I don't know, like Robert Downey Jr. I don't know. It's more impactful when you say the Junior a little bit. So
yeah, there you go. It is who you are. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh man, no, thank you. Like I mean, obviously you've been following me, and I follow you back, and I see, and I was like, and it's very fascinating everything I see that you do. Like the one thing that caught my attention was the beach wrestling, because I love the fucking beach. Yeah. Like, I mean, I have a fucking beach tattoo, like, setting, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I love that shit. And I think it's cool to see, like, someone doing what they love, like, on Paradise. I see Beach as Paradise. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I always thought, like, the Navy SEAL training was crazy, because it's like you go through, like, the most harsh things, like when I talk about buds, Navy SEAL training.
I've never heard about buds.
Okay, so it's, what is it, basic, fucking, I know how. No, but it's like the Navy SEAL training. It's like boot camp for the Navy SEALs, and they do it in San Diego.
Okay.
And they do it on the beach. And I was like, they do it like the harshest shit. They get in the cold waters. They fucking lift logs. They stay up all night. They don't eat a lot of food. Like, they do like all this crazy shit, but in such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I always thought like, that shit is insane, but I can see how like someone like me, like not that I can do it, but I can be like, well, I'm on there and I'm going through all these fucked up things. I can just look back and be like, bro, but I'm on the fucking beach.
Yeah.
And so like when I saw you wrestling on the beach, I was like, that shit looks tough. I was like, but he's on the beach. Like it looks fucking bad. It's a dope backdrop. Like
it's a wonderful environment. It truly is. And whether you're a wrestler, non-wrestler, either go watch it or go do it because it is so much fun to be around that environment. It really is.
Yeah, man. And so so like ever since I followed you, I love keeping up with your story. I love following people and seeing that they use social media not just to post, not even brag, but just post about like, this is what I'm doing. But like there's people that post for a reason. Mm-hmm. And you, obviously, you're trying to get your name out there. You're trying to show like, this is what I'm working for. This is, and I love that you're using social media for that. And so I love following that story. So man, I've been watching it and I was like, I would love to have this guy on. Like, and I'm not obviously into it. I have other people, like I said, my buddy Cody, I want to have him on, but he made me this deal that I need to. He said that he won't be on the podcast until I go do a session with him at the gym.
That's dope. I should have done that.
Oh no, that's why I told you while you were on, because I'm like, damn, I'm gonna lose another fucking guest. Yeah, and I want to, but I just keep making excuses, and I'm not gonna lie, like I'm pretty fucking scared because I like. It's a combative sport, and it's just and he trains MMA, but I think we would just do jiu-jitsu, which I really want to do. I don't know why I haven't done it. I'm just being a pussy, maybe, but So he made the deal. He's like, I'll be on your show, I'll be in the podcast, but you got to do a class with me first.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Cody, man.
I fucking love Cody.
I've only seen him twice that I can recall, and 3 times probably, and bro, like he's a really great soul, man. Like, to be around.
Well, I was actually as I was talking to you, I was thinking of future podcasts, but it'd be cool to have you and him on at the same time, just kind of hear your guys' stories.
I'd be down.
It's always cool to get like, and then or even what's your coach's name?
Luis Nunez.
Yeah, have him on,
bro. Have him on. Yes, he's like pick his brain, like because
that's what I would want you to, because you would know the questions to ask, and then like because I'm kind of I'm trying to say this, and you'd be like, oh, and then you would like wrestling talk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So no, I have the other ideas. So I hopefully we can have you on again.
For sure.
You're welcome back anytime, brother.
Hey, thank you.
Anytime you have some shit going on, you want to hop on, just let me know, and I'll fucking set a date for you, and we'll get this thing going.
Sounds good. Hey, right now I'm available, so anytime you want to have me on, and you're like, I need a guest, come over here. I'm like 7 minutes away right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking shout out to this new studio, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's so close to this one. But everyone, thanks again. What's your Instagram? So we can follow you.
Carlos Monteon Jr. or Carlos Monteon. Coach Carlos Wrestling. Follow me on TikTok. Coach Carlos Wrestling.
I'll put them all up here. Yes, I always do.
Yes, sir.
Fucking hot again. Dude, have you felt them?
No.
Just get close to them. You'll feel the heat.
Oh yeah.
They're fucking hot.
It is.
But we need to raise them. But yeah, don't worry. I'll put your pages up here.
Carlos Monteon Jr. on Instagram. Coach Carlos Wrestling on TikTok. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Once again, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Slob on the Pod. Make sure you go like, subscribe. I gotta say that shit. I don't like saying it. It sounds so fucking corny, but I feel like I gotta remind people. Go like, comment, subscribe. Go to the YouTube.
Smash that subscribe button.
Yeah,
so you can be updated with the best that Yuma has to offer. Slob on the Pod. Yeah, baby, you got it.
He fucking did it. I'm done. We're done. We're out.